What's up? Good evening. Good Sunday. How you doing, John? Good to see you.
Hey.
Happy to have you. Thank you for doing this. This is exciting. I know there's certain friends of mine and ours, I guess you could say, who have been looking forward to you making an appearance so they can finally find out who the hell is this JohnC guy. So that's good. I'm glad you decided to do this. I know it's gonna be fun. So yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. Let me first do a couple of promos. We'll get those out of the way, everybody. Yeah, and then I'll jump into the room, the chat room, and say hello. First, just want to say a shout out to my newest subs. So several this week, but eat some seaweed. You're the only one whose name I could see, so welcome, I guess, and thank you for subscribing. And likewise to those of you who subscribed this week, but were anonymous. I could not see your names. So yeah, I hope you guys pop in at some point, and hopefully during the live periods, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific every Sunday night. And that's when it's most fun because it's all very interactive, and I interact with everybody who pops in to watch live. So I hope you guys can do that at some point. But if not, please enjoy it on Rewind. And hello, of course, to all of you Rewind viewers, as always, the loyal viewers who watch and cannot make it live. I appreciate all of you as well. So thank you very much, and happy Sunday to you. I have a couple of promos, I believe. Let me take a look here. Yes, for anyone interested, we've got Asian Funk Comics, Mark Yu, who has no idea that I'm doing this, but I think. But there you go. That's a for anybody interested. It's interesting. A bit of, I will say, so that's Mark's latest video. A bit of a clickbaity kind of thing, because the video is about 8 minutes long, so it's worth the time. It's short, and it talks about how shocking it is that there's only one store in downtown San Diego, one comic book shop. And so at first, of course, it makes you think, when you look at it quickly, it makes you think, one comic shop in all of San Diego, until you realize, no, he definitely means specifically in the downtown area. Outside the downtown area, there's I think 20 or whatever. So there's plenty. So yeah, so check that out if you want to. Feel free. And what's the other one we got? Yes. Our friend Carl Sodergren from Carl's Collection has put out another video, another unboxing. And I will put that here into the chat for you. For those of you who don't subscribe and might want to just go there and open up a different window. There we go with that. So that was fun again. And what else? We have Carl. And last but certainly not least, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Nicky B and the EXP, every Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. A fun art sales show / talk show. More and more talk these days. Sometimes he doesn't even show up. But hey, check it out. You never know what you're going to get. And this is a direct link to this coming Friday's show. For those of you who, like myself, sometimes have difficulty finding it, that is the direct link to this coming Friday show 5 days from now. So please check that out. All right. And I do believe that is it for this week's promos. So again, welcome to all of you. Let's jump into the room, say hi to you personally. Number one Marvel fan, what is up, sir? The final countdown. I'm not really sure what you meant by that almost an hour ago, but hopefully you're here now, a little bit down below. I will see, I guess, momentarily. Mr. Redjack, as always, thank you very much for coming in early and dropping your welcome to everybody. I hope you have a good shift at work, and I hope you enjoy the show later while you are at work, and that it helps you pass the time, as it usually does. So there we go. Appreciate you, bud. The Rickster, what's up? Good evening to you. Marcus Way, what is up? Any Hembeck art? We definitely do not. I think you guys had some yesterday, though. I was told the bidding show was moved to tonight. That's not what I was told, so I don't know. You're going to have to check your sources on that one. Alex Garcia, what is up? What is up? Did anyone win anything in HA so far? It's going to be a marathon. Yeah, it's still going, and it's probably going for another 3 hours or something. I don't know. I did not bid. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did bid on a few things. Didn't win anything. Good to have you here, sir. Evening to you, CJ, as always. Appreciate you. Hello to Vivian and to John, of course, and to me. Thank you very much. Appreciate you as always, CJ. And, of course, my lovely wife, Vivian. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for coming in and supporting me, as always. Appreciate it. And everybody's wondering about Hembeck being high. Hembeck was stoned or something. So that's what people are trying to pass around, that he was getting really high. I don't know. Jason Ladwig, what is up, my friend? Welcome to the show. Thank you for dropping by as always. Always a pleasure to have you here. There you go. My wife saying welcome to you, John.
Hi.
Yeah, CJ said Jason co-hoster? He's quite often a co-hoster. Definitely. Absolutely. A very reliable one, too. Hit those likes. The exchange rate is 2 US to 1 Canadian like. Yeah. Please hit that like button. If you're here watching, there's just a thumbs up somewhere right below where I'm pointing. Just click that if you don't mind. I would appreciate that. James Siegel, there's one of the guys. Here's the guy who I know has been looking and waiting for you to make your appearance.
Yeah, he's been stalking me for a while.
What's that?
He's a bit of a stalker to me.
He's stalking you now, is he? Well, yeah, he can be that way. He can be a little obsessive, you know. That's okay. He means well. He's good. The mystery of JohnC begins to unfold. Instead of dial M for murder, great flick. It's dial C for confusing comments. That's a great way to start it. Coffee. I love that. Thank you. I wanted somebody to say something about. I was waiting to see who would it be. I didn't actually expect it to be you. To be first, anyways, you know. But so yeah, I like that, man. Don't tell me John is at a loss for words. I don't know. He's kind of like, he just got in from work, so he's probably tired now. He's exhausted. Let him chill. And he'll get into it once we get rolling here a little bit. Say something funny, John. It's been 1 minute already.
I got to throw some peanuts. You got to give me something. If I'm going to dance, I need at least peanuts thrown. All right.
Got no peanuts for you, man. What can I say? Lots of suburbs. I don't know what that means. See, you're getting it as confusing as John is sometimes. Not you, though, John Brown. Good evening to you. Lovely to see you. The Pooper Scooper. Who's the Pooper Scooper? Me or John? I don't scoop poop. I don't even have a dog. Roto Rooter? Okay, you guys are losing me. This must have something to do with, I'm going to guess it has something to do with High Hembeck on another channel. I don't know. Dwayne Zapane, the Oklahoma kid, the other Oklahoma kid. What, two Oklahoma kids in the house tonight. That's cool at the same time, so that's always nice. John is so enthused. Yeah, look at him.
I'm just
He worked all day. And just so you all know, the way his work goes, there was always the risk that he may not even make it. So, and I didn't want to tell anybody in advance. I figured, let's see how it goes, And so he made it. So, but I'm sure he's exhausted. So there you go. Give him a break. Once we get into talking about, his life as a comic book guy and art guy and start showing art. You'll start talking, Italian plumber like Mario. and Luigi, right? Some of John's comments require research. Very true. Very true. You got to Google a lot with John.
Yeah, you got to work. You got to work for him.
You got to work for him. Yeah. Nick has been battling a sewage leak at the Dynamite offices. Really? Oh yeah, that's right. I had to leave. That's right. He only came in a few minutes after I left 2 days ago, so I didn't get to hear that because I didn't catch up on what I missed after the fact. Hey, Carl's here. Wow, what's up? You just came in. What is up, Carl? I made sure to tell everybody about your latest unboxing, Carl. So lots of fun, and hopefully a few people check that out as well. Lots of suburbs. Oh, in San Diego for comic shops. Yeah. That's why he said that he thinks there's like around 20 or so everywhere. I guess in all those suburbs outside of the downtown area. Yeah. So Haktua. I don't know what that is. What's that? You understand that, John, by any chance? No.
Nope.
See, he's trying to be you now. He's playing your game.
He's too smart for me. Gotta dumb it down for me.
I think you might be talking about my hair, mohawk, but I don't know what Tua means. He wants me to look it up. I don't have time for that. I gotta be with you guys now. You're very welcome. Yes, another niche one this week, but that's what you collect. Who cares, man? It's all about just getting to know you and seeing what you collect and the thinking behind your collecting, right? And what goes into, your decision making and stuff. So it's all good, man. It's all good. It's fun. Hello, see, now he's laughing at me. It's the current meme. Running around. Okay, you guys are wild. All right. Let us get into this, everybody. Let's learn a little bit about John. Let's get to know John a little, shall we? So, John, again, very happy to have you. I think most people probably know that you are a fellow Canadian like myself. Apart from that, they probably don't know much about you other than, as I mentioned down in the the description below, in my lovely joking manner, as I always am wont to do, that you are quite the comedian. You like to leave jokey type comments all the time, but everybody knows those comments for often being so difficult to figure out what they mean, that they literally have to be looked up, to try to be figured out. So you're known for that, and despite so many people not getting you a lot, I think they've come to realize that you mean well. You're not trying to be a mean guy or trying to insult people, although I'm sure some people probably take your comments as insults because they really truly don't get it.
I've got a few.
Yeah, it's happened, right? Yeah. So, but look, most people know you mean well. It's all meant in jest. It's just that they don't get it. A lot of people don't get the jokes. It's a very particular sense of humor that you have, and that's okay. You are who you are, and it's cool. But that's why people sort of gotten used to you, and they like you for that. That's who you are. That's what they expect from you. And I think it's cool, So before I move forward, let me see. Oh, sorry. My last JohnC comment was too much vinegar. Still trying to crack the code.
Yes. He has to read the comment before that, and they're linked. That's the hint.
Okay. So that's why he's so difficult to discern.
It's a two-parter comment.
Two-parter comment, Covey. He's not even willing to just reveal what he meant by it. He's giving you more hints to try to figure it out on your own, which is funny.
It's homework. Covey don't mind.
Homework, yeah. CJ says hockey Yua is what all the cool kids are saying. Really? Do you like Stanley? You're back. Do you like Edmonton hockey? Give us the answer.
I'm a Bruin, but right now I'm still cheering for the Oilers. My team's gone, so.
Oh, you typically go for Bruins?
Yeah, I'm a Bruin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
East Coast. I grew up on the East Coast, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. That's true. But the Tua, yeah, no, I know what you meant. Still, I'm still not getting it. So Kabi is still probably trying to crack that code. Spit on that fag. Yeah, I never saw whatever movie you guys are talking about. I probably didn't see it, or if I did, I probably didn't like it, or just don't remember it. Anything art to spit on? I don't know. Do you get what James is saying now, John? Because I think they're trying to.
He's referencing the last comment.
I don't get any of them. Which part of Canada is John from? Would you like to reveal that? Hi, Boston, by the way.
Originally, I'm from Labrador, but
Labrador.
Labrador originally for the first 25, 30 years. And then I moved to Alberta, and I've been here for the last 25 years or so.
Nice. Half your life. Wow. Yeah. So Labrador, were you? Oh, so you were still in Labrador when Diamond Fields found that big deposit in Labrador.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The giant. God, it's been so long. They would call it was a diamond exploration company, but I believe it was a huge nickel deposit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, nickel is pretty large up in northern Labrador.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Diamond Fields. I remember that. Yeah, back in the 90s. Oh, and thank you so much for dropping in just to register the like, Cap. We appreciate it as always. Thank you. And number one Marvel fan, they don't have TikTok in Canada. They actually do. They actually do. I certainly don't use it.
No, me either. No.
And neither does my other fellow Canuck. So there you go. Coffee says, I enjoy the confusion personally. There's no wrong way to comment. It's fun. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's kind of gotten used to it. I think at first, when he first started, everybody was like, what? What's this guy talking about? And then people started talking with each other, John. You know, people started reaching out. I know they reached out to me. And they're like,
that amuses me. The more that confuses people, the more I find it funny. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've had people like, yeah. So do you know JohnC? And I'm like, yeah. Like it depends what you mean, though. What do you want to ask me, really? You know? And they're like, well, like he left this comment. Like I don't get it. Is he insulting me? And then I've got to explain you to them, you know? Yeah, so it's all good. And then, like I said, it's over time, people have gotten used to it. I think for the most part, you know? I think people who you may comment on who don't know you at all, you may be commenting on their stuff for the first time or something. You know, I could see they may be thrown off or whatever, but yeah, for the most part, most people are, you know, they know you and what you're all about at this point. Ruben, say Hawk Thua spit on that fag. I'm still not getting it. Yeah.
Oh, come on now. Read that again. I get it now.
Do you?
Yeah, say it again.
Hawk Thua.
Again.
Hawk Thua.
No, nothing. Okay, never mind.
Spit on that fag? You get that?
Yeah, come on. Serious?
I'm serious. Okay. What is that?
I'll tell you when the show is over.
Oh, come on. Come on, Kavi. It's like people asking for links to music videos when it's an obvious song parody. Exactly. But it's better to have the link, like I taught you. That way we can follow along. Well, I seem to be like the only guy who does that, but it's worth it. Keep doing it, Marcus. And Tom, why are you doing this to us? Even Carl's confused. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. Pop Sequentialist, and what's up, Matt Kennedy in the house, retrieving some art. What the hell does that mean? You're all confusing me now. Marcus, but it's appreciated. Okay. Hey, Jason, I don't think that John has commented on any of my pieces. I feel so sad. You see that? He's calling you out, John.
I don't know who he is, so there's a lot of people.
Boston. He's a legend.
Okay,
he's a legend with a legendary collection.
I'm pretty certain if he looks back, he will find some.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been a few.
Okay. I mean,
he didn't understand. And he didn't understand. And he never understood him. So.
FYI, that's the name he goes by, though. Comic Art Boston. So that's the name he goes by on CAF, you know. So John's comment on my Truman Conan page cracks me up every time. Might be my favorite comment in my gallery. Wow. That's saying a lot, given all the comments I have left you over the years.
Well, he's praising me and insulting you all at the same time. So, way to go, Rick.
Please look at that. See, Carl's way more confused than I am. Mike K in the house hasn't been here in probably an eternity, and he's laughing his ass off. I'm not sure if it's because he gets what's happening with that Thua Tharg spitting thing or whatever, or if it's something else. Yeah, so I don't know. He has to watch the vid. It's BJ meme. That Thua thing is a BJ meme?
No, you got to say the Hawk as well.
Hawk Thua?
No. Okay.
Stanley is exactly. He's got it right exactly. What's happening here? I'm like lost. Maybe you got to hear it. Somebody else say it or something. What's up, John Cogan and the other John C? Exactly. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hey, John Cogan, my friend. Let me know if tomorrow is a good day for you. We should chat. Tomorrow will probably be a good day for me. So let me know. Good to see you. Okay, homework for John now. I do get it. Miss you, buddy. Everybody gets it but me, I guess. It's everything's always going over my head. This is getting awkward, says James. Yes. Even my wife doesn't understand it, I'm sure. And I'm getting a feeling you probably wish he doesn't understand it.
Well,
He just screamed, no! Meaning I don't. You guys are all laughing at me now. Yes, excellent, John. I will be in touch later tonight after the show. Explaining memes to Ruben will be a 5-hour show. No. Let's just get back into it with John. We'll let go of that Hawk Thua Tharg spitting thing. All right. So as I was saying, John, yes, everybody kind of knows you by now for the reasons that we said. And these guys, they don't stop it. You have to say it like this. Hawk Twa.
no.
Hawk Twa. Like you are planting a loogie on something for extra lubrication. Okay, fine. I figured it was kind of, like you said, BJ joke, whatever, but I've not seen it. So that's probably why I'm not getting it, and it's not funny. Like, it's a meme? What meme? Where's this meme? Where can I find it? Like, I don't get it. But anyways, I know what it means. I just don't want these audio clips to live in my nightmare. Excellent. There you go. Seriously, though, John, I don't recall receiving comments from you. Okay, Cab.
They're there. They're there. Tell them to go check.
Yeah.
I can remember one off the top of my head. Incredible Hulk roller coaster. Tell them to go check.
Incredible Hulk roller coaster page?
Yeah, you got like a 2-plate splash. I remember that one. Stood out for some reason.
Oh, I remember that one. Oh, that's the one where he only owns half of it, though. It's a 2-page splash, but Cab.
I'm pretty certain I commented on that one. I just remember that
one. Yeah, it came with half. It was like a half of a double-page splash. So there you go. So John is from Canada, huh? He is indeed, as you know. Some Southern girl said it to an interviewer. I don't know, you guys. Okay, keep it going all you want. Whatever. Either give me a link to the meme or just let it go. Cab is still thirsty for comments tonight. He is. I don't know. I've never seen him do that before. Instant comment recall, a superpower. Yeah. Okay, roller coaster, but it wasn't the entire splash. There you go. Exactly. You're missing half the splash. But as I was saying, John.
I probably gave it half a comment. Only half a comment then.
He stopped halfway through the middle of the sentence and just left it there, That's what we all should have done. That would have been awesome, half a double page splash. Okay, half a comment, So yeah, John, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Let us get to know you a little bit, if you don't mind. We know obviously now, you're everybody knows now you're Canadian as well, and that you lived in Labrador for half your life, and now you're out west for the other half, the last half. Tell us in relation to the hobby, though. Give us a little bit of background on yourself, if you don't mind, man. Like how long ago you got into comic books, when you started reading and collecting comics, and eventually, how you got into discovering art and buying it. I guess starting to buy it.
I don't know. I can remember first time I seen comics. So it's probably like 3 or 4.
Ooh.
I just remember my brother brought some home. I'd never seen anything like it. So then I was like, I was just pretty enthralled. Like, it was just all in, right? Like, just pretty amazed by it. So then I was just sort of hooked. I was hooked from there. So then I remember I was the annoying child. So I'd always want my brothers to read to me. Like, that was it. As soon as the books, they always had to be reading to me. And then
they had to read them to you because you were
they
too
had
young.
to read to me, right? I'm only 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So then, of course, they didn't after a while. So then I cried because I couldn't read. So I couldn't read my books. So mom taught me how to read.
Oh, you cried about it?
Yeah, I did. I was really upset I couldn't read. So mom taught me how to read. So I read before I went to school because I had to read these books. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And mom taught you to read at around that age?
Yeah. I learned pretty early. Yeah. So yeah, I always been into comics. So yeah, it was pretty much until probably about, there you go. There's these comments. So I did comment on you.
And he says, his response, now that is one of the most unexpected and unique comments insofar as this particular piece is concerned. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. Please continue. So how long did you you started reading? Were you always more of a reader, or like most of us, did you become a collector where you bagged and boarded everything?
No, comics were just something to be read and ratty and tore up and threw away.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Your whole life? You never collected. You never collected? Is that what you're saying?
No, when I was in university, I remember I got out of it for a while, right? Like everybody does. I collected probably till I was like 12, 13, 14, and then, girls come along and you forget about comics, right? So then it was all sports and girls and drinking and partying. Because,
sports,
especially
girls, in that order? Was it sports and girls?
They're interchangeable. Everything's interchangeable, man. They all flow.
They all go together. They're fun, right? They're all fun. And
yeah. So yeah, I sort of gave up for a few years, and then I remember university. I was heading to the bar, and so yeah, I was heading to the bar, and then just seen this comic shop opening up. So I just dropped in for a little while. So anyway, I was just chatting. So anyway, I ended up working there for like a part-time job while I was in school. So then I sort of got back into it again, and I've pretty much been at it ever since.
Okay. What? How old were you when you got back into it? Would you say ish?
19, 20, 21, something like that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And it's you've been steady with it ever since then.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. So tell me then.
But I've always lived remote. I've always lived in like remote areas. So
right.
So it's not
comic book shops down the street is not exactly something that's typically found.
It could be like an 8-hour plane ride to get to somewhere, right?
You hear that, everybody? Plane ride, not even car ride. Plane ride.
Yeah. Like when I say remote, remote. So
yeah.
So
yeah, that's why. So but you had, I guess most, or if not all of your life, you were always getting your comics from like the corner stores, things like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I've never seen my first comic shop till like I was in my 20s. Till then, right? Wow. Yeah. Other than that, it was just like convenience stores, that sort of thing.
Okay. And when you saw your first comic shop, was that because you had been traveling?
Nah, I was on the way to the bar.
I was on my way to a bar, and there's the comic shop.
I was walking to the bar, and I just seated in the corner of my eye, and I was like, I got some time to kill till the rest of the guys gets here. So I dropped in.
Oh, okay. And now, so when would that have been?
That was when I was in university.
In university, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Where did you go to university, by the way?
In Cornerbrook. So
Cornerbrook, Newfoundland.
Yeah, Newfoundland. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. Wow. So Newfoundland, even back then, had at least one comic shop that we know of.
I only remember like 3 in the province.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 in the province. I mean, not shocking, but it is Newfoundland. I mean, it's out in the Atlantic, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
not a terribly populated part of the country, right? So, yeah, that makes sense. Coffee says, here they burn comics for subject matter. There they burn them for heat.
That's pretty true. Fire starter.
Exactly. What's up, Mike, Mr. NSN Art? Why are you telling us 8 a.m.? I have no idea what you're talking about. Explain yourself. Does John have a cat gallery? Of course he does. I don't think have I ever done a show with anybody who doesn't have a gallery online? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm pretty positive I haven't. So yeah, of course he's got his gallery, But yeah, it's JohnC with no space in between, I believe, John. Is that how it is? On cap?
Yeah, I think so.
I think.
Yeah, no space, I believe.
Yeah, so I believe it's JohnC with no space in between the John and the C cap. So yeah, check that out. You didn't put in the link this time. Of course I did. You don't see a link down there? What the heck happened? Okay, I apologize. I will put it after then, I guess. I apologize if it's not there. That's weird. I remember doing it. I wonder. Anyways, I was trying to set up another show. Maybe I did it for the other show and I screwed it up. Apologies. But Mike is clarifying. When he was heading to the bar and saw the comic shop opening on his way to the bar at 8 a.m. Nice.
Well, there's Newfoundland, so
yeah. The Newfies here, they're known to be a little bit, at all hours of the day, potentially, never really a cutoff. Okay, you got it. Excellent. That's JohnC's gallery. And yeah, so is my link below? Is it am I linkless or is it down there? Man, tell me for sure. I'm so sorry if it's not there. But, did John ever want to be an artist himself?
It was like all kids, right? If you like comics, eventually you start drawing them. And I remember, I picked up, I guess we're going to show it tonight. There was one piece, I always used to doodle and stuff like that, right? Little Bugs Bunny and that sort of thing when you're young. And then I remember it was a Superman comic. And there was one page and I drew one image. And then when I was done, I actually surprised myself. It's like, oh, it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I did draw a bit after that, but nothing serious. So anyway, I did track down that page and bought it later. So I think you're going to show it tonight. So
you tracked down what page and bought it?
The one page where the Superman page where the first time I really drew something out of a book, and then I surprised myself that the results, and I was like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that.
Right. Yeah. And that's the page you tracked down. That's the action page.
Yeah, the action page.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's how crazy is that? Like, you must have freaked out when you saw that page turn up.
It was a surprise. It was quite a surprise. Yeah. So that was the one where who's the one? Dino. Remember Dino put it a big graph how to approach somebody and how to whatever. So yeah, I wanted that page, so I didn't really care what I paid. So
yeah,
I think he got a good deal out of it because I wanted that page. So I didn't mind paying. Okay, whatever, it's money. It comes and goes. Right. I wanted that page. So.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, buy it now, worry about it later.
Yeah.
If you really want it, right? Like if it's one of those.
Well, that page means more to me than anyone else, right? So that's
there you go.
Normally, other page is just something I like, but that one I actually wanted. So
yeah, well, that's the thing, right? I think if it's just some squirrel that's, ooh, look at that, look at that, right? Then I wouldn't say, oh, buy everything that you catches your eye and worry about it later. That's not smart. But for the stuff that you really, really like, that really means something to you, I think that's good advice. Buy it now, worry about it later. Yeah, in terms of, if you're tight on cash or whatever, don't have a cash, figure it out. Just get it done, because otherwise you probably will regret it, So Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
good.
it wasn't a for sale piece. It was just a piece in someone's gallery. So I sort of just, just offered it to the blue. He said no. I countered. They said no. I countered a few more times. Now finally he agreed. So
actually, he's a friend of mine, and everybody else here. So if you want to mention who it is, you can tell everybody who it was that you got that special piece from.
It's Neon Dragon. I don't know who it actually was, who's his name, but yeah, he's a great guy.
There you go, John Byron.
Yeah,
John Byron himself. Yeah. So he's been in the studio with me on a couple of occasions. Yeah. So a good guy. So that's cool. It's nice that you guys made the connection, and that even after denying you several times, that he ultimately still. It's good that you didn't give up. That's the good thing too, right?
Well, I told him what it meant to me, and then he wanted to know if I still had a piece of art, and I was like, I wish, but I was only a kid, right?
Right. But, yeah. Comic Art Boston says he's glad you got the piece.
Yeah, he was good. Like he knew it meant a lot to me, so he was like, okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Chasing squirrels while they chase acorns. It's a wild wilderness in the OA forest. Very much so. It can be. Speaking of movies, yeah, exactly. We did a movie show, John, just so you know. Neon Dragon and I co-hosted a show about movies. Nothing to do with comic art. Just comic art collectors. That's the only connection. Just chatting about movies and stuff, Neon Dragon, can you explain how he got that name? Well, it's a science fiction movie that you've all heard of, starring one of the worst actors of all time, Harrison Ford. You know that. John, you never really sort of told me, though. You never quite said, like, because I think you're using the word collect and read interchangeably. Can you confirm whether or not you did, in fact, at any point, as you bought the comics to read, as you say, but were you bagging and boarding them? Were you trying to take care of them?
Yeah, but no. Like I don't. To me, comics are to read, so I don't. Like I don't know if whatever, but I hate slabs. Like I hate them with a passion.
Yeah.
Take a book and then seal it up and then never be read again. It's like that's not what it's for. But it's big money. But yeah, I'm not that kind of guy.
Okay. Wow, truly a reader. We can definitely define you as a lifelong comic book reader more so than a comic book collector.
Yeah.
So tell me then, how? Because you said you've ever since college. So we're talking late '80s, early '90s, right? Early to mid '90s.
Yeah.
And when? I mean, do you still? When you say you still read, you've been reading ever since. But are you saying you still buy and read brand new comics off the stands, like the weekly, the monthly?
No, not so much. Now it's mostly trades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I switched to trades just for space.
You've graduated to the different format, but you have But are you like me and a lot of other guys where we tend to kind of buy trades of just the older stuff that we remember from back in the 80s, 70s, whatever? Or are you buying trades of like brand new comics once they get compiled, like the latest story arc of whatever title?
A little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I try to hit all publishers. Like I'm not just the big two. I like the smaller independent ones as well.
Okay. So, like give us an example of who do you really like? Huh?
Like anything at all, like Dark Horse.
Dark Horse?
Dark Horse, IDW, like
IDW,
even like Aspen, any of the smaller ones, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. What can you name anything that is being currently published that you're kind of on top of, currently? There's nothing current?
No, not really, no.
Okay. So it's older stuff.
Yeah. Anything like I don't know. I usually go in and like for Trades, I'll just go into whatever's on sale. I'll go right to that sale rack, grab a whole schwack.
Okay.
Just whatever, right? So
Yeah. Okay. Bootlegging, what's up, Dan? What a shocking concept to continue to go to the comic book store to read new books. Exactly.
no, who does that?
And yet, not many people do that anymore, you know? It is quite shocking nowadays. Mike says, had to give up weekly grind due to space as well. Yeah, trades are where it's at. Hey, man, you're preaching to the converted already over here. So, yeah, that's where I've been for 30 years already. So, yeah. And even then, space is still becoming an issue for me.
That adds up too,
Yeah. Bookshelves are packed, and you know, I keep buying them, but they're all stacked in stacks, different stacks, you know, on the floor, on a bookshelf. You know, it's like, I might actually have to be another convert. I might have to do the next conversion up to digital, which I've been telling myself for the last couple of years. And you know, I'm so old school, so I don't do it. I haven't done it, but I am sincerely thinking I really truly do need to. It's probably going to have to happen if I'm ever going to really truly get back into reading, you know, because I'm trying to stay away from even buying trades now because of that. Just, you know, running out of space even for trades, you know. So good stories in all eras, including today's era. Yeah, man. If you look around enough, you try enough stuff, yeah, for sure you can find good stuff in every era. And Dan says that he buys weeklies and he goes every week. Wow. Not a lot of guys like you anymore, Dan. I'm telling you that. No. He likes Max Dunbar. He does.
He's overrated.
He's overrated. Max, I hope you're not hearing this. The betrayal. If it weren't for digital tablet reading, I knew you might say something about a copy. I'd fall off on newer stuff. Right. Don't have space for the floppies as much. Yeah, for sure. I think I got to do the same thing. Okay, John. So take us from your reading over to the original art part of this hobby. When did you first discover art? Where might that have been? When was it about?
See, I've always lived like north, so like quite far north, so always remote. So I've never been around conventions or anything like that. So my first convention was my wife gave me tickets for when I turned 40. So that's the first one I went to. And the first time
for which one was it?
It was Calgary.
Oh, the Calgary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Calgary one's pretty big. Like it's 100,000 people. It's a decent sized one. So that was my first show, and I remember sensory overload. Right?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was just. Well, I've never been to a con before.
You've never been.
It was my first con, so it was just so much.
Yeah.
So much stuff to buy, right? Like I was overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, you see all the booths, all the people, all the product, right? It's just, it's sensory overload. It really is a good way to put it, because let me tell you, even those of us who have gone to many shows, you know, and large size shows, some of us, I can speak for myself, I still feel overwhelmed when I go to these big shows. You know, it's like, whoa, it's like, it's just, there's so much going on, you know?
Yeah. So that would have been my first one. So that show, I basically just bought stuff, but right at the end, I think I did hit up a few people and got like a few sketches.
Okay.
All right. So that's then cool. I only got like 3 or 4, just something but anyway, that was it. That was enough.
Okay.
So then the next year I went, I hit every single one of them. I was like, I got a con sketch. Every one that was at that show, I hit every one of them, and I got a con sketch.
Wow. Did you spend that year from the first show you went to the next one? Did you spend it kind of looking at those 3 pieces and like really loving them and thinking, man, I can't wait to the next show, man. I'm gonna get more of these.
Exactly. I just couldn't wait. Yeah, I was just waiting for the next one.
Wow, that's so cool. It's exciting.
So yeah, the next one I just got. I got con sketches from everyone, and then that was cool. But then somewhere around there, I think that was around 2012. I think that's sort of when I discovered CAF.
Okay.
Because I would just remember leaving the show, and then I was just doing some searches, and then you see all the photos from the show, and then you see a couple of pictures of your art, and I was like, and then that's how I found Calf. So from there, and I was like, man, that's some cool shit on Calf, right? a lot nicer than what I just bought, right? So the next year, so the third year, I ordered all pre-shows. So I got pre-show commissions from everyone.
Oh,
yeah. So like I spent way too much money. I spent a lot of money that year. So I got pre-shows from almost everyone, and then after that. That was cool. Got that out of the way, and then I slowly went into published. So,
okay.
And published as I can't pick. I can't stay what I want to collect. I'm good for like, this is what I'm collecting for about 4 or 5 months, and then and then I switch and I go somewhere else. And I was like, what the fuck did I spend all that money for? I don't want that now. I want this. And then like 4 or 5 months later, I changed my mind again. Like it's just constant. It's not like, oh yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting, because that method is how a lot of us once did at the beginning when we first got in. So I find it very interesting that you're now in, let's say a dozen years or whatever it is, and you're still feeling like that's what you're doing. You still have that feeling where like you'll buy a certain type of art for several months, and then all of a sudden it kind of hits you that like, I think I want to get this stuff now. Why the hell I buy all that stuff, right? Like that's really interesting because like I said, that's how it was for me at the beginning, and a lot of people I know at the beginning. Because it's new. It's new to you. Everything's new. You're like, wow, look at all these things everywhere, all these squirrels, right? But man, when you've been a dozen years and it's that feeling is still hitting you, it's not a common thing to hear people who have been in as long as you have. And
I think it's because I still like where I like so many different varieties of like superheroes are great, but I have a big variety of what I like. So I can't single down. So I'm the same with art.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Hey, what's up, Lance? Hello, Ruben and John. Been on Heritage all day listening to the Robo Auctioneer and happy to hear your voices. Humans for a change. Humans. Lovely to have you, Lance. Thanks for dropping in, and let us know if you want anything. You don't have to tell us what it is if you don't want to, but let us know if you got lucky. And although, nowadays, are you really considered lucky if you actually end up as the winner on Heritage? Because you probably spent more than you wanted to, So it's more like punishment, like, I don't know if you can yourself lucky.
Especially if you hit a couple. Especially if you put a few bids in and you're hoping not to win them all, and then it happens.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us all though, where did you see, I guess I want to say, the first published piece, like in your face, not online?
No, it would have been at the Calgary.
That
Calgary
first
con, yeah.
That first one you'd gone to? Okay.
But I had zero interest.
I was going to say,
zero interest.
Right. It was just like, let me draw me something for me personally. That's what kind of.
Yeah, I thought that was cooler, right? Yeah. To me, I was like, oh, that just seems cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right?
So yeah, I was like that for the first 2-3 years, and then I changed.
Right. Okay.
I don't get. I don't get a lot of commissions and stuff anymore.
Right. Can you pinpoint, looking back on it now, what it was? Was it something specific that made you sort of think, you know what? Fuck these commissions. I'm gonna just go for the published stuff now. Like, was there something in particular? Or?
I just think then you're on calf, right? Once I discovered calf, and you just see so much, and then you just open your eyes, right? So then I just thought I would just rather have stuff that I read or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. These guys are talking about their bids. Copy got destroyed. Okay, sounds good. And so you started collecting the published stuff, and for the most part, you've been primarily published since, let's say, I don't know, 2015-ish or so?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
14, 15, somewhere around there.
Okay. But you do sometimes get commissions? Rarely? Or no?
Pretty rare.
Okay.
If I get them now, it's sort of like a gift thrown in.
Oh, okay.
It's not really. I don't usually order them that much anymore.
Right. Okay.
Or if I'm at a show.
You don't participate in the whole.
I do the mystery sketch. I always give one mystery sketch just to see.
Okay. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, you did that. Okay, so that's it. Primarily a Polish guy. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's just a fun thing, right? It's just I don't know. It's just sort of rolling the dice. See what happens.
Yeah. I mean, look, some of these guys love it. Like all of these guys. Look, Lance. I'm not sure, Kavi. I think you've done it, Kavi. Let me know. Marcus does it. Jeff does it. A lot of these guys do it. Number one Marvel fan, Tom, he loves it. He does. He gets a bunch of them. He gets tons of those mystery sketch things. So yeah, people seem to love it. I don't know. For me and for Carl, we're not. Yeah, I don't want the mystery. I want to know what I'm getting. But yeah. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. If it's fun for you and you think it's cheap, if it's affordable, then
I do think there was an old page that I picked up from the comic shop way back when. Yeah, it was just not a page. It was a Bob Layton commission.
Oh,
the comic store guy. He went. I don't know, Toronto or something, and he picked up this. So I remember buying that from him, but it didn't really. It was just something that I owned. But never really. It's just something I did throw away. That's good. But yeah.
I hope you said you didn't.
No, I didn't throw away. Yeah. But
yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Exactly. That's a good way to put it for a lot of people. It's the nostalgia of the published began to outweigh the uniqueness of the commissions from my early collecting days. Yeah. Thanks for chiming in on that. Hey, Dan, what is up? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Did my first mystery sketch this May, actually. Okay, there you go. All right. And Kavi has not done it, but is open to it. Okay, there you go. I know Marcus does it. I know Lance did it. No mystery that you're getting a commission. My mystery is not getting a piece for close to a decade. What? My mystery is not getting a piece for close to a decade. You mean a commission piece? You didn't commission a piece for close to a decade? I think that's what you mean, right? Because of the whole what's his face saga? What's his face Batman guy there from the 90s? Yeah, I think that's why. And yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. That's what I figured. Yeah, the Cal I can't remember his name. Yeah, Kelly reference. Yeah. Stanley again says, has John gone to any American cons since you started going to cons? Nope. Nothing, Stanley.
I haven't been to a con now since like 2018, 2019.
Oh, since pre-COVID. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what cons have you been to since that first one?
Pretty much just only the ones in Alberta, Calgary and Edmonton.
Okay. Calgary, Edmonton. Wow. So limited. Okay. Well, at least the one you go to is a large one now. So, there's more than enough stuff to do and look at and buy, I guess, Hey, Carlos. What is up, Carlos? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Go to OAX, John. Come see us Americans, he says, James.
Well, that was the thing. I just came back from Florida. I just did the Disney trip just before OAX came. And yeah, so the wife wasn't feeling another trip to Florida. So I thought about it, but yeah, the timing didn't work. I literally just came back.
Maybe next time.
It's during the winter. I'm usually busy in the winter. So
yeah. So maybe not. Maybe not. Two Canucks going nuts tonight. I don't know if we're going nuts. Fucking excuses, John, says James.
Well, tell James, come to Calgary. Or, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, James. Come over the border and see the Canadians. Get yourself a passport. See what happens here on this side of the border. You're gonna see. You're gonna learn how nice people truly can be when you come on this side of the border. How about no, says James. Americans are known for cons. Canadians can be trusted. Nice. I like that one. That's a good one, man. Good one, Cobby. All right. Oh, Stampede time. Is it Stampede time?
Yep.
Right around that time, yeah. There you go. Okay, so everybody, thank you for letting us get to know John a little bit more than you have ever known him before. Thanks, John, for filling us in on giving us some backstory on your collecting years of comics and comic art. And I think we're ready to get into the show and tell. Are you ready for that right now?
Yeah, give her.
All right, sounds good. Jeff says, we should go to Calgary, James. I haven't been to Canada since before the pandemic. How do Canadians say, here we go again? Why is everybody doing that? Okay, now you just need to tell me why everybody is doing that tonight. Why is that a big deal tonight? Did it happen tonight? Did something happen tonight? What's happening? Anyways. All right, everybody, we're going to get into the show and tell of John's collection. And we're going to start off with the first piece. On the first slide, I just got to say, I wanted to cheat a bit just so we could all see a little bit more art. And I put two pieces, so I had to make two slides anyways to show the colored versions. But I put them side to side because I couldn't decide which one I like best. I love them both. And yeah, so that's why we're going to check them out this way, side by side. Check it out. Micronauts, number 5 and 6, cover art by Max Dunbar from 2016. And love the background on the number 5 cover. All the beautiful line work, which disappears by the colorist in the colored version. And I love the stark contrast of number 6. Here you go, man. Everybody take a look as a comparison. You can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, John, tell us a little bit about these, maybe what you like about them, or any background info, how you got them, whatever you want to tell us about this.
Well, I met Max at one of the shows, just sort of by luck. It was the year that I was getting all the pre-shows. So I think I got a Namor piece by him, and he's really easy to work with. Really good, friendly guy. So then just got to know him a bit through Twitter. Okay. And he has pretty similar sense of humor to me. So we sort of hit it off and had a lot of laughs. So then the first show I went, and I'm a big D&D guy, and just by luck when I went there, because I didn't really know his art that well, right? He was just some guy in the show that was just an artist that I've seen his name, so he was just on my list. So when I got there, he had all the D&D covers. So once I started them, I started buying all his art. Then he was just a good guy. We got along, so I pretty much bought almost all of his covers. Yeah. So when he did Micronauts, I just, like, the majority of his covers I buy on scene. I just call him and said, yeah, I'll take your covers. And then after a while, I was like, you want to show me what I bought? So then he'll send me an email of some scans, and then I figure out what I got. But
wow. So would you say that you were enjoying the artwork, and they were just very accessible to you and affordable? Did that have something to do with why you just said, okay, I'll just buy them all sight unseen?
No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. We get along. He's getting a little more recognized now. He's doing more DC work. So just new artists that was getting along. So I was just helping him out. Okay. So yeah, you got talking to him, became kind of friendly with him, and you figured, I like the guy, and so I'll support his work, kind of thing. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a lot of us say, if you're going to support, why not, spend money on some art? And if you're into modern art, contemporary art, why not support the artist directly, right? Especially the ones when they're first starting out in the business. And he was covering a lot of stuff that I like, right? I did like the Micronauts. He was doing all the D&D, and then like G.I. Joe. I mean, everybody loves G.I. Joe. And I'm not a Transformer guy, but whatever. They all look
Oh,
so much.
don't say that. Oh, don't say that out loud. There's a lot of
They all look the same. I can never tell the difference in them. I watched the first movie and they were fighting and they were rolling around. I was like, I don't know who to cheer for. This sucks. So I've never watched no more Transformer movies. So.
Yeah, Jeff. Direct pipeline to an artist like that you like. It can fill a portfolio very quickly. Yes, and hence why John ended up with quite a lot of art by Max. Although I believe you do stick to covers. Is that right, John?
Usually.
Primarily, I would say.
Yeah. Usually.
Yeah.
Not always.
Okay.
There you go. GoBots are cool. See, they came out after. So I was the Star Wars G.I. Joe guy. My younger brother got into Transformers. I was too old then. Girls were around then. I was like, so I could care less about Transformers.
Oh, see, Stanley's even telling you, don't tell Marcus.
Okay, Marcus is not going to comment no more. No more songs.
That's it. He's not coming back here. All right, everyone. Let us check out the. Sorry, say again, John.
Yeah, I'm not a Transformer guy. So
yeah, no, hey, whatever, man. It's all good in the hood, right? Look at that, Marcus saying Transformers.
No, two thumbs down, both. Yeah, one's too good for him.
Covey said, "Spread the franchise love across the family." Yeah, man, no one should collect that dreck. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are crazy. But yeah, let's check out the second piece tonight, everybody. And for that one, I figured I would I wanted to get quickly to because I figured we'd tell the story, but you've already told it. But okay, this is the piece, everybody, that John was referring to earlier when he was giving the background on how he got into artwork. Check this one out.
Yeah, that was the guy. So Lord Satanus down in the last panel. Yeah, I drew him and then sort of surprised myself. So that was the one where then I started drawing quite a bit until university, and I just sort of give up again. So yeah, this is the one I just sort of called Neon. So I don't know how I found it. I just sort of stumbled on it on CAF, and then it just, it struck a soft spot. So then I just contacted him and kept offering money until he finally said yes. So.
No, that's cool, and I'm a Superman fan, so I approve. And I give a lot of respect to Curt Swan, who was drawing Superman in one book or another for like 30 consecutive years or something like that. And he's got that classic Silver Age style, which I really, really enjoyed. To me, he's kind of the epitome of the pre-Crisis era Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything before Crisis, I mean, it's just I think about Curt Swan when it comes to Superman, So yeah.
What do you say? He's your dad's Superman?
Well, my dad was never a comic guy, and my dad hated the fact that I was a comic kid. I was a comic kid at 12 years old, and then he was screaming at me, like, "What are you doing buying and reading comics? That stuff's for kids." When I was a 12-year-old kid myself. Yeah, so I did not have the good fortune of having a cool, supportive dad in that sense, So I can't say he was a Superman guy. He was not a comic guy at all. But my dad was a European immigrant, right? He was born, I think, 6 years before Superman was. He was born in 1932, and in Europe, in Europe. So yeah, there was no comics there, and whatever. Well, they had comics, like Spanish comics, and then whatever comics they had. It was just, it was meant for children. It was a children's product, right? So just like here in North America, the comics initially started as being geared towards children. It was a children's product. And because it was a children's product for a long time, even when Marvel started making their comics, or EC started making their comics a little bit more for adults, less for children, it was too late, right? The stigma was already attached, right? Everybody, every parent already thought, oh, comics are for kids, of course. So the old adage that comics are for kids stuck all the way through the 80s, 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, it got better over time, but there's still people today who, they've never been exposed to comics, who occasionally I will meet, and they speak to me just like my dad used to speak to me, and they go, "Oh, comics, that's for kids." It's just, that belief really stuck hard, So for me, the Superman love, honestly, started with the Super Friends cartoon show in the 70s when I was a little kid, right? And then when I was 8 years old.
How come you don't collect Smurfs then?
I do have a Smurfs piece. I do have 2 Smurfs pieces, actually.
There you go.
Yeah. So I don't have to collect it, but I got 2 pieces. I've had them for many, many years.
A little closet Smurf fan? Is that it?
Yeah. Oh, no, I love the cartoon. When they brought it over to North America, oh, I loved it. Yeah. I loved watching the Smurfs and So no, it's all good. But like most of us here watching, listening tonight, I was, gravitated to the superheroes. At the age of 12, I graduated to the superheroes, gravitated to them. Even though previous to that, I was into comics, but just for reading, not collecting, just reading. But it was the Harvey, the Disney stuff, Casper, Richie Rich, and Donald Duck, whatever. So liked all that stuff. And I remember as a 10-year-old, going into the library. We had like a free period I was in grade 5. And we went to the library and we were just told to just whatever, sit here, everybody, and just read, pick a book and read or whatever. And I remember 2 of my classmates, 2 guys, were whispering to each other and looking at comics. And I looked over, and I'll never forget which comic it was, even though it was superhero related and I was not into it. It was X-Men 140, the one with Wendigo on the cover. Giant Wendigo and John Byrne, and the image just stuck with me. But I remember saying, "Yeah, you guys like that stuff? Oh, I don't know how you can read that stuff. It's so boring, Like Archie's are where it's at, Yeah, I loved Archie, So don't ask me. Somehow, 2 years later, I dropped everything except superheroes, and that's all I was into was superhero. So I just kind of got bit at the age of 12, But no, at 8 years old, the movie came out, and then a year, Superman, and then a year later, I guess it hit the TV screens. So as a 9-year-old, I oh my God, Superman movie, this is phenomenal. My God, that was a revelation to me. I fell in love with the character because of that, It didn't translate into the comics though, because I would look at them and I'd be like, wow, these stories look stupid. All the villains he fights are crap, It wasn't until Crisis that I began to then collect Superman. I started buying Superman with the last issues of Action and Superman, the Alan Moore parter, right? And then immediately with John Byrne, and went from there. So for me, that the Crisis, post-Crisis era, that's my Superman era, Let me jump back in and say hello to everybody. Steve, I owe you an email. Look at you, Steve. What's up? I'm getting to it, my friend. Sorry, I had a busy week. Great Swan V, Superman artist. Only Alex Ross competes with that title. I don't know. I'll argue that all day long. Good to see you, though. I will email you soon. Superman equals girls kryptonite. Superman is girls kryptonite. G'day, JohnC, all the way from Australia. We have David Barr here. Yeah. G'day. Good to see you, David. Thanks for dropping in as always. Ruben, the art approval seal. The art seal of approval, it should have been. Ruben grew up tracing that Viking guy. I did not.
You may have.
No, I never traced. I always tried to copy. I copied. I didn't trace. Yeah. I just put the thing beside me and I tried to do the best I could copying, But I didn't use panels from comics. I always used the Marvel Universe series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pinups for every character.
Yeah,
right? So I was like, okay, this is perfect, you know. Dads knew best. Not my dad, dude. Not my dad.
Mine could care less either.
What's that, John?
I said mine could care less either. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least yours wasn't telling you, why are you reading that shit? It's for kids. Stop reading that crap. You know, telling you off, was he?
Sorry? I was reading the comment.
Oh, was your dad doing that? Was your dad telling you off for reading the comics?
No, just
okay.
Indifferent.
Okay. Jason said,
my mom was on my side.
Oh, okay, well, good. At least you had that. And she taught you to read them, so that's awesome. Still shakes his head when I tell him what people will pay for books that he read when he was a kid. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense. But at least he read comics as a kid, so that's cool. That's cool, Jason. Ruben DeBroni. I've read one trade paperback, I believe, of My Little Pony, because I bought it for Arwen, my daughter, when she was younger. Didn't really do it for me. My grandfather introduced me to comics. Yeah, I know. We've spoken about this. Yeah, Covey's got a good story to comics as a kid, but then sort of gave me crap as an adult for still being into them before he passed away. Diff generation, diff culture. Yeah, for sure. So funny that he introduced you to them and then told you off later on, you know. But that's it. When you believe they're only for kids, that's what's going to happen, you know. Ruben read Black Kiss in the library. No, I read it in the comic shop as soon as it came out, man. It was on my pull list right away. I was like, Chaykin doing some kind of sexy naked women book or whatever.
Did you say it was on your pull list?
Yes, John. Thank you. I stepped into that one, I guess. Next, yes. X-Men 140 Wendigo. She was great. Absolutely. Could have been Tom Brady if he just put down those funny books. You never know, right? Yeah. No. I still managed to play sports at the same time, so it was okay. Sorry. Hey, Lee, what's up? Good evening. Sorry to be late. No worries. Hope I didn't miss much. Well, you missed about an hour and 15. You missed all of John's backstory. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit about John and how he got into comics and art, catch it on Rewind, man. But yes, let us get to the next piece, everybody. For that, we go to the third piece in tonight's show and tell, and that is number 3, which is bam, Blossoms 666. I love the artwork. It's a hard title to say. Blossoms 666. First issue by Vic Malhotra from 2019. Tell us a little bit about this one, John.
Yeah, well, I think it was just at a comic shop in Edmonton, and Vic was there. So then we just started chatting, and he sold this to me as a pinup because he wasn't. It was before it came out, so he was. He didn't want me to. He didn't want to let me know it was a cover. So I found it was a cover after the fact.
What? Why? But why wouldn't he want you to know that it was a cover?
I guess it wasn't public. It wasn't solicited yet.
Oh, right. He was worried because you're not supposed to technically sell them until they're solicited or whatever. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So okay. I did. This was a surprise. I didn't know. I just thought it was a pinup. I thought it was, I don't know. It was. It's sort of like the more adult Archie line that's coming out now, the horror, which. I think it's good. So I just like this piece. So. Yeah.
Marcus says that doesn't look like Mayim Bialik. Are you trying to say she's not good looking enough to be portrayed a portrayal of Mayim Bialik? Because I know you're hot for her, Marcus. And that's right. But no, it's a fun piece. Is this? Am I to assume that Vic Malhotra is also a local, a Canadian?
Yeah, I believe he's from Edmonton.
Edmonton, wow.
Edmonton or Calgary. I'm not sure. It may have been Calgary. I'm not sure. It was one of those. It was a comic shop in either one or the other.
Okay, and Max Dunbar also from Calgary.
He's from Vancouver.
Oh, he's from Vancouver. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Well, yeah, it's fun. Were you an Archie fan growing up?
Still am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I still like reading it. It's a quick, easy read.
Yeah. Did you read Blossoms 666?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think I.
Have you read any of the adult Archie line?
The Hunger.
Okay,
Joe
how's
Kid
that?
one. That was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never tried any of them
It was-
actually.
The Archie one, like I thought it was pretty cool. His dad turned into a zombie and he beat his dad to death with a guitar. So that's not the Archie that I grew up with. So
Hey man, if it reads well, it's fun. That's what that's what that's what you're looking for. If you want to read a comic,
it's a little bit of it's fun. There's a little bit of shock, right? It's not just after reading these characters all your life, you don't expect Archie to, off his dad with his guitar. So
for sure, absolutely, excellent. All right, everybody, let us move to the fourth piece in the show and tell number 47 with JohnC. And for that, we move over to Marvel. Mainstream piece right here, everybody. Check this one out. Loki, the second issue. I believe Loki miniseries, I think this was, right?
Yeah.
Loki number 2, cover by Foreman from 2010. And just FYI, everybody, in case you're curious, I did have to darken the pencils. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be able to see it very well. So the originals are not that dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted you guys to be able to see what the pencils look like. And
this
of course,
was
flopped over horizontally for the publication.
this was like 100% squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just seen it, liked it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Right?
As simple as that. Wow.
Yeah. So
don't
worry about to say this was just a squirrel.
This was a squirrel that had appeared where, if I may ask?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Where did the squirrel appear for you to buy it?
I think it was on Calf.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you remember if it was for sale or if it was one of those that you just tried to buy anyways?
No, I bought this from Travel.
Oh, from Travel himself. Okay. Yeah. Marcus says that Foreman is low-key great. I mean, I think he's really, really good. I really like his stuff. Yeah, I like his stuff. And I don't think he gets a lot of attention. So definitely, I think he's better than the level of attention that he gets. Let's put it that way. Burdened with glorious purpose. I like how you say that, Rick. Yeah, CJ says great pencils. Yeah, and Coffee says nice pencils. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's lovely. I really like it. Not a big fan of the colors, of course, because it's kind of drowning out. I mean, look at Loki.
Yeah, it's a little dark.
Yeah. Hope John rooting for Edmonton to make history and bring Cup back north. Hey, we're both gonna be watching tomorrow night, baby.
Well, Oilers are playing Panthers, and the Panthers put my Bruins out, so that pretty much sums up, right?
Yeah, that does it. Well, done with HA tonight, finally. Well, I hope you won some stuff there, Tom. Loki. Well, somebody's low there, low and dead. Great cover, John, says Tom. Yeah, it's great, for sure. Yeah, very nice. All right. A nice squirrel for you there. That's a pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a squirrel. Zero interest in this. It just caught my eye when it popped up.
Yeah, so you don't even have any following affinity to that character.
No, none. Just
wow.
That was just a squirrel. Seen it, liked it, bought it. That's pretty much it.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've done that before. Oh, look at him. He's back. This is a great cover. Many congrats. Welcome back, Comic Art Boston. Let's see how long you stick around for this time. So let us move on to the next piece, everybody. For that, we go to this one. Martian Manhunter, number 8, page 18. Tom Mandrake. Reminds me of like a modern-day Kirby in the sense of all that metal walls and machinery everywhere,
Okay. I didn't even... Is this posted or no? I don't even know if this is on my calf. Or is this one that I sent you? Or?
I don't think... Or maybe you did. I don't know.
Okay. So anyway,
why would you have sent it to me?
I did... I bought this one for a reason. Okay. So on this page, just happened... It's just random. So I think it's hard to read. But anyway, if you read the book, the whole... on this page, it's on this page, this is where you learn the Martian. I think the Martian word for Tasha is like your soul.
Okay.
So Tasha. So anyway, my niece was like, she's my little sweetheart. She's a little princess. Her name's Natasha, and we call her Tasha. Oh. So when I found seeing that, it's like, that's my soul. I was like, oh, that's pretty, meant a lot to me. So then I contacted Tom, and I mean, I didn't think he would still own it, but anyway, he still did. So yeah, I just picked it up from him. So yeah, I bought this, for my niece. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Or in honor of her, or did you purchase it to give it to her?
No, fuck that. She's not getting my art. She can look at it.
Nice.
If I die, she can have it when I die.
Nice.
She knows I love her. That's good enough.
Just as we all thought we were seeing the soft side of you with, oh, that's so nice. Look at Coffee. Even Coffee's going, oh. And then he's like, fuck that. Mike says, perfect answer. He's with you on that one. I like kids, but I don't like them that much. That is so funny, man. But okay. Did you at least, like, how old is she? How old is Tasha?
She's 35 now.
Oh, she's 35 now. Wow. Okay. So you at least showed her, like you showed her and told her. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's my little princess. She's still.
She's your little princess.
Right? She'll always be. She's growing up.
Okay, you heard that, Tasha, but you also heard what else he said. Fuck that to you. He said that to you about you.
She knows. She knows how it works.
Okay. Because she was probably like, "Oh, Uncle John, are you going to give this to me?" You were probably like, "Fuck that." You probably said that to her too. I bet you did, John. Oh my gosh. Oh, you bad boy. Oh my, that's funny though. But yeah, a lot of people were mentioning here how they love Tom Mandrake. Me too. Big fan since when I first started reading. I think in 1983 I started. I started buying the Batman titles and Detective Batman. And I don't know, at some point along the way, I don't know if it was 85, 86 or whatever, but Mandrake took over. And I was like, wow, this stuff's really good. Very organic, very sort of from the school of Klaus Janson, that type of organic inking style. Really, really great stuff. And yeah, I've been a fan ever since. So it's cool. Yeah, a lot of people, like Rick says he's underrated. Jeff says, oh, he's so good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's really cool. Comic art. Oh, hold on. Kavi says, my sentiment stands even if she doesn't get the art. Right. That's what John's saying. He's making it perfectly clear, right? That would make a wonderful surprise birthday present for her. Just saying. But actions speak louder than words. Also, just saying. He's really trying to. He's coming down on you. Tab's coming down on you, boy. But at 35, she can buy her own. That's true.
She should be buying me stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I have to admit, that is true, Treat it like ASM 129 pages. So last week, somebody brand new who had never been here before popped into the chat. I can't remember the name anymore. And just to tell us that, hey, did you guys invite that guy who was on Facebook who was showing his amazing 129 pages? And I forgot. I wanted to address him afterwards, and I forgot. So, Marcus, what do you know about that? Did that guy, did he keep posting pages? Is he out there on CAF posting pages? What's the deal? I haven't seen them. I wouldn't mind seeing them at the very least. And yeah, I would, if he's got a few, I'd invite him onto the show just to show a few. Why not? Yeah, let me know what's up with that dude. Jeff, it's a thought that counts, especially from her favorite uncle. That is true, Kev. He hasn't said that he's her favorite uncle, though.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just give her a monoprint. There you go.
It's a good idea. I'll just print it out.
Okay. No pics on Facebook. Okay. You don't remember the guy's name though? The amount of DMS that guy got probably break his computer. What's DMS? Oh, DMs. Oh yeah, the amount of DMs that guy got probably broke. Yeah, I would think so too, Coffee, for sure. And okay, you guys are doing good. Okay, excellent. Let us keep moving along, everybody. From the Martian Manhunter, we will jump to DC Universe Online Legends splash page by Howard Porter and John Livesay from 2011. Very, very cool, and I especially love Dr. Fate because he's such a cool looking character. Solomon Grundy, and really cool. Tell us a little bit about this one, John.
This was, I forget who had this for sale. It was on CAF.
Okay.
Somebody put it up for sale, and again, another squirrel. Seen it, liked it. Read the story after, just to see what it is about.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice, I guess it is a video game, but I'm not a gamer, but
right.
So it's like an Elseworlds, like an alt world type story, because like the first issue, almost everybody dies.
Oh,
so these are like even Superman dies first issue. So
what's up, Jason Kim?
So this is like at the end. These are like some survivors getting together to try and battle back.
Oh, okay.
This was a squirrel. Yeah.
Oh, another squirrel. Okay. Dan wants you to know great Micronauts and Lori cover. What's Lori?
Loki.
Oh, right, Loki. Yeah,
Deadpool,
right. Yeah. I was thinking because I'm thinking Lori Lovecraft by Mike Vosberg. What's that? No, I don't think he has one of those. But I am a secret Manhunter and GL fan. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
And Comic Garb Austin says, you can't go wrong with Dr. Fate. No, that's true. Sweet perspective. Yeah, nice splash page. Great ensemble on that splash. It's very, very true.
Yeah, it's got a nice mix of heroes and villains like teaming up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Cool motley crew. Yeah, they're all shouting at the devil. Very nice splash indeed. Even worked the atom into it. Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, it's nice Porter Livesay art as well. So, yeah, very, very nice. Very cool. Okay. Excellent. And from there, we're going to stick with DC, but we're going to move away from superheroes and go into the fantasy genre, of which I know you've mentioned earlier to everyone that you are a fan of. And I guess that's why you were into these comics. Check it out.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this was, I forget where I got this. Might have got it from Anthony. I'm not sure. So, yeah, I discovered D&D, but I think it was a Christmas gift from an aunt. I was about early teenager, 12.
You mean the full role-playing game?
Yeah, D&D. Yeah, I was probably about 12 when my aunt just gifted it to me, and then I just loved the game, and so I've been a gamer, like a D&D guy, pretty much off and on throughout my life.
Oh,
so
okay.
Again, since this is just one of the worlds from the story, I just read this story, and you don't see a lot of these covers pop up. So when it popped up, I grabbed it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really nice one. And man, is that early Rags Morales. It's so early. I didn't even remember him actually having already been working as a pro in 1990. Wow.
And I don't usually collect. See, I just seen the cover. I wanted the cover. I didn't even really realize who the artist was.
Right.
I'm not a big, like, I buy over like what I want. It's not who drew it. So
yeah, you've always been attracted to the art. But unlike most of us, you've never really sort of gone out of your way to sort of make that effort to like remember styles and recognize all the artists and know who they all are, right? Yeah,
exactly. I buy if I like it, or if it's something that I read and I enjoyed, if it meant something to me, and then whoever the artist happened to be was whoever it happened to be.
Right. Yeah. Tentacles, octopus wasn't on my bingo card. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too, Cap. A bit of a golden age vibe to it. You know, those monster covers. You know, big sea creature attacking the ship kind of thing. The chat does love some good tentacle action. Apparently it does. Jeff. John, you have a great eye for original art, says Cab.
Oh, thank you.
And Simons is a solid inker. You know what, Rick? I was never really quite partial to Dave Simons myself. I thought he was okay. What did he do? I think he worked with Bob Budiansky on Ghost Rider. I like that stuff. But for the most part, I was never a big fan. But I do like this. I was like, wow, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, he did a great job on Rags' early pencils. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Forgotten Realms. And were you so hardcore into gaming? Well, that type of gaming. That was the gaming before video gaming, you know?
Yeah, before video games. Well, there was Atari. There was Atari back then.
Oh no, yeah, they existed, but I mean, you know,
not like now.
Yeah. Were you at the point where you were buying all of those? Like DC was publishing multiple sort of D&D type fantasy comics, right?
Yeah.
And
then
you were buying and reading them all?
And I pretty much owned every book and module TSR was putting out. So I was a big D&D. I was a big D&D collector.
Okay. Wow, that's wild, man. Yeah. Rick, you like this Crystar run? You know, I can't say anything about that. I was attracted to the covers, but I never bought it, so never really kind of looked through on the interiors, you know. Cab says that his inking on this piece, yes, it's exceptional, absolutely. And Jason, my buddy Jason Kim wants to know: are the borders original art as well?
Yeah.
All. Here, let's put it back up there one more time. Yeah, because that's a pretty cool, top and bottom border. So, yeah, it's pretty neat. It's better to have it. And nice to know that it's original, not just some couple of stats that are glued on. You know. Yeah, it really adds to the piece overall. And yeah, beautiful for sure. Yeah, amazing. Out of curiosity, John, have you read any of these sort of D&D type comics, TSR from the TSR line, since they came out? Or was it just back in the day when you were reading them and never?
No, I know I have the Dragonlance trade.
Oh.
I don't think I found a Forgotten Realms trade yet. But
okay, I didn't even know they made Dragonlance into a trade.
Yeah, there's a trade. That's a good one. And then
that
is Forgotten Realms is sort of its own story. The Dragonlance comics are basically Dragons of Autumn, Twilight. It's basically that novel just done in comic form.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. The Dragonlance one?
Yeah, from what I remember.
But Forgotten Realms is something of its own kind of.
That's its own characters, whereas the Dragonlance is just continuing on with the same characters from the novels.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's very cool. Mark, hey, good evening to you, Mark, all the way from Singapore, John. Look at this. We got a truly international audience here. Yeah. It has a Neil Posner Aquaman vibe. I concur, Mark. I didn't think of it when I saw it, but now that you mention it, it does have that vibe, that cover. Very much so. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So excellent, very fun. So you would say you enjoyed reading back when you were reading those comics? Did you think they were all very good? Yeah,
I enjoyed them. I was still I was D&D, so I was big into Conan, like Iraq Warlord. Any fantasy type, right? Yeah, any fantasy.
Even Iraq?
Yeah, I'm a big Iraq.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know why. I have just a soft spot for Iraq. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I never read it myself. I think I read one issue, but
I only own like one page. I picked it up from Danny. He was on the show there a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you got the one from Danny.
Yeah, I bought a page from him. Yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's good. The transaction went well. Obviously, I know that.
Great guy.
Yeah, very cool. All right, the next piece, everybody, on tonight's docket is Deadpool versus Old Man Logan from the first issue, page 14, by Mike Henderson. Pencils and Inks by Mike Henderson. Really, really
Yeah,
cool. I just really liked the combination of his own pencils and inks here, and thought, yeah, man, I want to show this.
Yeah, I picked this up at an Edmonton convention.
Oh, the Edmonton one. Okay.
Yeah, I picked that up there, and I remember I was having a hard time deciding. Like, he had some really nice Daredevil stuff as well.
Okay.
But the humor won over, so I had to take the humor piece.
The humor won over.
Yeah, exactly.
It won you over. Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, Daredevil was all serious, right? It was cool paid. It was probably like nicer pinup. He had nicer pinup stuff, but
yeah,
I like this one better.
Yeah. Yeah, well, but you're so into humor. I'm surprised that you're not collecting like a lot of Deadpool art, because that's all about humor.
Here, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really easy, too easy, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I can see what you mean. Kavi says it's cool and timely at the moment. Yeah. And CJ says, nice. Ironic. I'm doing a Logan Deadpool sketch right now. Nice. Glad to be your source of inspiration as always, CJ. Yeah, it's a fun page. Yeah, it's just a really fun page. Sorry, did you mention where you picked this one up, John?
I met him at the Edmonton show.
The Edmonton show. Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, he's American, isn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think they flew him in or whatever for that. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they flew him. Like, those shows are like predominantly Canadian, but they still bring people in.
Right. Yeah. Marcus says Deadpool is scattershot humor, not at all John's style.
Yeah, exactly.
Very scattershot. Yeah. And let's see. Marcus wants to know, do they take Canadian money, the artists?
Yeah, you just got to give them more of it. That's all.
A lot more of it.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah.
A lot more. You know, it's funny. I always used to hate that when I used to go to conventions here in Canada. I always used to just go to the bank ahead of time and get my American money, even for the Canadian local shows. Because the thing is I never really knew. I was like, well, what if I show up with a bunch of Canadian money, right? But the American artists are going to be like, well, that's useless to me. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't really use that back home.
They all happily took my money, so.
Yeah, no, that's what over the years people kept telling me. You know, no, they're like, they'll take it. You got to pay the exchange rate, obviously. You're going to charge more, obviously, but no, they'll take it. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, look, most of my income is in American dollars anyway, so it's okay. I usually only have American that I can go get anyways, you know, more than Canadian. So it's fine. I don't have a problem doing it, you know.
They just they love the feel of toonies in their pocket.
They love the feel of toonies. I'll bring a barrel of them next time. Let's see how much they love those, you know? Let's see if they want to go way down. They're gonna have to pay like $150 to check their $150 worth of toonies. Because it's too heavy, you know?
Yeah.
That's so funny. And it's perfectly well said, Marcus. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Exactly.
And that is what I have. That is my American credit card. It's a MasterCard. Complete with the American flag on it, patriotic and everything. So there you go. Excellent. Okay. So from Mike Henderson, we are going to one of the very rare, and maybe the only, maybe one of a couple of non-published pieces that I decided to pick for tonight. It's primarily published stuff, but I thought, you did start off as a commission type collector, so one as well show a couple of pieces, and I liked both of the ones that I chose. So I thought let's show these, and here's the first of them. Check it out.
Oh, so yeah, this is the very first. This is the very first piece I got from Max. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you mentioned earlier. Namor the Sub-Mariner by Max Dunbar. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I pretty much just asked for I just asked for Submariner, nothing else. And he just shot me like, I think about 5 different versions.
Wow.
And I picked which one I want, which one I like best. And he just went to town on it. A lot of the extra details, just stuff he threw in. So,
yeah, I gotta say, it's crazy to me because you said this was the one that you got from him at that first show in when you went for the first time, right?
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about him. Like, he was just listed as one of the artists for the show.
Yeah.
So I just searched, found his email, and just contacted him, and yeah.
Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I was shocked, because I thought you went to the con, and I thought he did this for you at the con.
No. This was the year I did all the pre-shows.
Oh, this is the pre-show. Oh, okay, that makes more sense, because I was like, oh my god, that's insane to do this at a con, you know?
No, he was a little too busy for that.
Yeah. No, that's an at-home commission. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, because that's impressive. I mean, look at the detail on the boat, like James says, right? And yeah, all the water details, and like, wow, it's really phenomenal. Very cool. Yeah, screw that boat.
Exactly. I got a few more.
Hot.
I got a few more commissions, sort of continuing on this theme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
that's
sort of
both to the bottom.
No, sort of like Invaders.
Oh, Invaders character.
So if you pictured Invaders, like the same battle scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
kind of like a theme. Very variety of the different Invaders characters, but on the same theme.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that. Those are the ones in your gallery?
No, this is the only one.
No? Okay, that's what I was saying. Yeah, because I think if I had noticed that, I would have noticed the theme, and I probably would have tried to put them together and show them all for that reason. Yeah. So, but very cool. From one underwater, water-breathing character to another, we go to the realm outside of Marvel and DC for this. Check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Turner's Fathom. Kiani, I guess you say. Kiani, Blade of Fire.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, this is a nice Aspen. This is the trade paperback cover. Right. This is not one of the covers for the series.
Right, but you do know it's
do I have it listed wrong, or is that something? It's the cover for the trade. It's not a page or whatever.
No, but it is.
Sorry?
I checked. I checked it out online. I found it online, and it's like number whatever it was. Yeah, number, and it's the interior or whatever.
No, I don't think so, because that's only a mini series. It's not 35 issues.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look at whatever it was that I saw, but I did spot it.
I think that might only be a 4 or 6 issue miniseries.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, tell us a little bit about this. You mentioned earlier on when you're telling us about what you collected. You mentioned that you were into some of the smaller independent companies. So, and you mentioned Aspen, right? So I guess you were reading the Fathom and all the offshoot titles.
No, I read this after I picked it up. This was this one here. A friend picked up. I wasn't at the show.
Okay.
I was working, so he went to the show. So while he was there, he just randomly, went to different tables, and he was just taking photos and texting me back and forth of different things that he thought I would like. And so yeah, I think he bought a Red Robin cover from Marcus as well.
Okay.
And I think it helped better his price with my cover bot with it, sort of deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So yeah, he ended up picking up Red Robin cover, and then I got this one. He picked up a few pieces for me. Like if I can't make it to shows, he does that. He just texts me stuff and picks stuff up that I like.
Okay. Yeah, Marcus is also, I believe. I know he's Canadian. I believe he's a Toronto guy. Do you remember?
He's born in Red Deer, but he lives in Toronto.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Red Deer, Alberta kid. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, I know he's in Toronto. Yeah, he comes to the Montreal show every year, or almost every year. He's here pretty often. So yeah, it's interesting. And just wanted to say, yes, trade paperback, Covey. Mikhail, what's up, man? I gotta tell you, I've never used Chat GPT, and in fact, I don't even really know what it's for. I know I know you go there and you input some information and it can create shit for you or whatever. I think all the kids in school cheat with it or something. You need you need to write a paper for whatever class you have, and you give it some parameters and it'll just spit out a paper. Though I will say, I saw a video online of a teacher giving a student shit because the teacher knew the teacher could tell that it was spit out of GPT somehow from Chat GPT. I guess there's a way to know. I don't know, maybe the way that it's formatted or written or whatever. I don't know. But let's see, it's noted on top. Maybe a TPB cover. Yep. Safer to never find. Safer. Is it really safer to not find out? I write cover on top of every commission I get and have my brother make stats. Sounds familiar. That's awesome. So, Cobby, you're telling me it's safer to not find out what Chat GPT is? Dangerous? Is that like AI? Is that connected to artificial intelligence? Is that what that is? Why do I got to be careful of it? I mean, you know me. I'm not tech savvy, very tech savvy, so that's why I really don't know what it is. Because when I hear, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, when I hear about new platforms, social media platforms, and I don't go check them out. It's like they're all redundant. I find there's already way too many as it is. So I don't need to check out any new. I spend enough time. My life and all my time's taken up with other stuff. Barely have time to read comics anymore, right? So yeah, I don't have time to check out new technologies. The AI chatbot in layman's terms is what you mean? And it's an AI chatbot. Okay, thank you, appreciate it. All right, John, let us move to the next piece. We're starting the second half of our show and tell this evening, and for that, let us jump to number 11, and that is this one.
Oh yeah,
Mike Deodato Jr.'s inked by Deodato Studios, Elektra -1, page 17 from over a quarter century ago, 1997.
Yeah, I picked this up in Edmonton as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and my son was just out for a walk, and there was, I forget the name of it. There was a business that it was half tattoo parlor and the other half was collectible toys.
Okay.
Sort of a strange business, but whatever. There's some really cool stuff there. So I went in and they had about half dozen or a dozen original art pages. So
wow,
this is where I picked this one up too.
What a strange you can literally say I picked this one up at a tattoo parlor.
Yeah, I did, which was strange because I was there discussing it, and there was like a lady just laying on a table getting her back done while I was negotiating this.
That's crazy, man. Hey, good evening, Shaggy. What's up, man? Fantastic page, he says. And yeah, interesting. Lee says 1997 and no word balloons.
No, guess not.
That is interesting, and I don't see any glue stains either.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I wonder what happened there. Maybe just one of those rare, I don't know, a rare example, exception to the rule, where maybe they just put the balloons on an overlay for whatever reason. I don't know. Who knows, or is it a sword? Well, she's holding her sai, and then she stabs him with it. So it's definitely a sai. Killer panel 1. Yeah, for sure, Rick. Yeah, what tattoo did you get, John, says James?
Oh, tramp stamp.
Nice. Stanley says that it sounds like a cool and unique shop. Yeah, I'd say so.
They had some really nice stuff.
Pretty cool. They were digital back then. Word balloons were fading out.
I think James has some pages from this book, so I guess he would know if he's got balloons or not.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, 97 though, man. I don't remember being that early, you know? That's pretty wild. Oh my gosh, Pat Bear, you're with us again. John, Pat Bear is, I believe, in Wales. But yeah, he's like five hours ahead of us, and he's joining us. It's like almost 3 a.m. for him. Wow, love that Elektra series. Deodato did some good art for that series. Yeah, I had a lot of fans for sure. Yeah, thanks as always for joining us, Pat Bear. She's giving a tattoo. Yeah, she's giving this guy a tattoo with her side for sure. Yeah, bad girls indeed. Yeah, very cool. All right. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like the story better than the art, though. Like, wow, I got this at a tattoo parlor and a tattoo.
Yeah, it was unique.
Yeah, but unique experience. Have you ever been back since to check that place out?
No, since then the guy is closed. Oh. And now he has a comic shop, toy shop. Yeah.
So it's just a comic shop. But you have not gone even back to check out the comic shop?
Yeah, I went back and it was closed. Yeah.
Oh, the comic shop is closed.
No, the tattoo place was closed.
Closed as in?
I'm sorry?
Closed as in permanently, or you mean closed for the night?
No, it was permanently closed. It was shut down. And then after that, the guy that owned it opened a comic book shop instead.
Oh, I see. Right on.
I think he was partners partners with a guy, right? He did the collectible side, and his buddy did the tattoo stuff. And
yeah. And have you ever gone back to the comic book shop?
Yeah, I go every now and again.
Oh, okay. And did he still, when you go, do you find original art?
He has it. He has a lot of Liefeld, but
really,
he doesn't really sell. He just sort of keeps it on his own. He's not on cap.
Yeah. Okay. I guess he's just a collector, and that's it.
Yeah. We go in I look through his art, and but yeah, he's not really interested in selling.
Right. So yeah, to each their own. I mean, I went to visit my friend Jeff in Toronto last summer, and we took a trip to this guy's old, used, the classic old used bookshops, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the old books, whatever. But he also had a section for trade paperbacks. And if you ask him, he doesn't have it displayed, but if you ask him, he will pull out a couple of portfolios of original art. But it's like your guy. It's not that it's for sale. Like anything, it's one of these guys where anything's for sale, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. If the price is right, kind of thing, Yeah. But he has it just in case people ask or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't put it out on display. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, Okay, cool. So from Mike Deodato, Elektra, we go to the next piece, and I'm not sure what the next piece is, but let's just show it and find out. This is number 12 in tonight's show and tell, everybody. Here it is. Check it out.
Yeah, I picked this up in Calgary from Matt.
Okay.
And that's just page. He mostly had a lot of Green Arrow stuff there, and didn't really catch my eye. I like these run-on outsiders. And the only thing I remember with this page is this is the first piece of art on CAF where I started telling about a story because you made me. Before I would just throw the art on with no description. This is the one that you said.
This is the one?
This is the one where I had to start telling stories. So any dumb story I tell now, it's because of you in this one.
I'll take the blame for that. I'm good with that. I love it, man. Yeah, I love it. I probably commented in the comment, but I'll say it again. The Matt Clark Art Thibert combination on this series, I loved it because it reminded me a lot of the way that Kevin Nolan inks. Kevin Nolan's finished inks, especially if you look at Katana's figure up in the first panel. It reminds me of that, but at the same time, I see this slick, very slick gleam to the finish, which reminds me of Michael Golden, which I also like. So yeah, I just it really appeals to me, and I'd like to see more of it. I don't think it's highly collected, but yeah, I really like it. Kavi says, I love Thibert's inks. Been rereading Ultimate Spidey the last few weeks. Well, there you go. That'll give you some Thibert. Hey, what's up, Scott? I still just throw the art on. Nobody ain't got no time for that description shit. A man after your own heart, John.
It makes it's a lot quicker.
It definitely is quicker. But it's harder to care. As a fan, I'm telling you, it's harder to care. Because my thought is, if you don't care, why should I care? You know, every picture tells a story. Yeah, sure, but I'd like to hear the collector's thoughts. Let's put it that way. I still comment on your posts when I can anyway, even if you are lazy, Scott. I sometimes do too, Scott, as you know. Yeah, so very cool.
As long as it's one a day.
Yeah, that's it. Don't go overboard, fellas. One a day, that's more than enough. All right. From The Outsiders, we jump to number 13. And for number 13, we get Miss Marvel. Oh, yeah, this was a very poignant splash. I remember when you first posted it. Really I love poignant art, right? Anytime there's a scene with poignancy, it's really great. I like Aaron Lopresti's art. Matt Ryan too. Yeah, so really cool. Tell us a little bit about this one.
This is just this is like another comment from Kavi. This is just it's
it tugged your hearts on your heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, I think she lost her daughter here, and she's just I think her parents took her daughter for a while, so she's basically kidnapping her daughter back because sort of deal. I think that's what's going on in this book. So this is the reunion, and I think she has to escape with her or something later. But anyway, it's just a nice mother-daughter bonding page that pulls at the heartstrings. So proves I'm not totally heartless. So.
Yes, kind of. Yes, Comic Art Boston. I'm with you, my friend. Even a short description is better than nothing at all. Yeah, man. I mean, that's why we get on here and we shoot the shit with each other every week, right? Like, we like to talk. We like to talk about the hobby. So we want to hear what everybody has to say. What's the thinking behind their collecting, right? So that's why we like it. And
this is just a touchy-feely one.
Yeah, for sure. No, I always love touchy-feely type, like I said, poignant stuff. It's, I love them. And man, that's more of a single tear sadness than an awe. Let's not complain. Your love only fuels my ego. Yeah, exactly, Cap. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, such a poignant page. I love pages like these. Exactly. These are some of my favorite pages, are poignant ones. So, exactly. Great page, and love the Kavi ribbing. DJ, you were quoting a song. Hold on a second. Let me go back to. I think where
was he?
Where I haven't seen you comment in a while. Let me. Oh yeah, I was like every picture tells a story, and then when I said story again, I'm like, it's a song, but I'm like, it's not coming to me. Which one is that one? So you're gonna have to remind me on this. I'm blanking right now. Yeah, when it's out of context, it's very difficult sometimes, But Rick is saying Rod Stewart. Which song is that again? Because I'll say I was never a huge Stewart fan. I remember as a kid in the 70s, Do You Think I'm Sexy was like a huge song. And I was a little kid. I was like, oh, yeah, I love this, Do you think I'm sexy? Yeah, come on, baby, let me know.
But then you got older and you discovered Right Said Fred, right?
Exactly.
Rod Stewart was out the window. How can he compete? How can he compete?
Yeah, you're my guys right now, Right Said Fred. No, I despised that song. That song made me crazy. I couldn't stand it. Oh my god, so funny though. Oh my god, even Comic Art Boston, even you remember what song that is? Wow, Rod the Bod Stewart. Yeah, exactly, Hoarders. Wow, this is a cool splash, but the little girl looks very adultish. Does she? You're the first person who's sort of mentioned that. I didn't feel so. We're gonna need the links. Need the links to what? Need the links to what? Oh, and Kabi said that ribbing is racing.
Days of Thunder.
That's my JohnC
Days
comment.
of Thunder?
Huh?
Days of Thunder he's referring to.
Is it?
Yeah.
How do you guys do you guys watch these movies like 40 times or something? Like I saw it when it came out. Wasn't that 1990 or something? Like it's been 35 years.
That was a classic line though.
Was it?
Yeah.
No. I didn't think it was a great movie. It was like okay, but
it had some good quotes.
But I don't know. My brain doesn't work that way.
I'm
34 years later, John, really? Can you remember stuff 34 lines from movies?
I guarantee you Rick remembers.
Really?
Yeah.
I know all these guys are good with that. They all seem to have this amazing memory for quoting movies and TV shows, and it's like, what? Wow, I don't know how you do that. Oh, sorry. Cool. Oh, okay, sorry. The song is Every Picture Tells a Story. Oh, from the Maggie May. I see. If you would have told me something from Maggie May, that would have been awesome. Yeah, Maggie May era. Okay. Sorry, CJ. I'm not that good. Marcus is way better. He's got even way broader knowledge. And especially the memory for the damn lyrics, In the face, whatever. CJ, that's over half a century ago. We are old. We're all old, okay? Let's just not even go there. We've established that. We're all old. We're all getting old in this hobby. Thanks everyone, John. Have a good week. Hey, good night, Jason. Thank you for hanging in. Appreciate it, man. See you next week. And Ruben has no problem with Milli Vanilli. I'm in love with you, girl. I'm in love with you. Because you're on my mind. You're the one I think about every time. Oh, boy. When you face loss, you grow up quick. That is very true. That is very true, Kabi. And he's referring, of course, again, I'm assuming, to the artwork we just showed. Stanley mentioned Kabi ribbing above. The actual line is rubbing. Rubbing is racing. Okay. I think. Steven, you're not sure. Okay.
Yeah, it is rubbing is racing.
Jason just said, gee, just watched it again last week. What? Wow. Okay. Well, I watched The 7-Year Itch a couple of nights ago. And I just watched, coincidentally enough, I just watched this, part 1 and 2, 2 days ago and yesterday. Yeah, so that's what I rewatched. And I'm looking to do Goodfellas tomorrow. So with my almost 15-year-old. Not so sure it's a good idea, but why not? I'll give it a shot. Ruben, the movie enthusiast. Days of Thunder was cool. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should check it out one day. I don't know. Those quotes must all be from Harrison Ford movies, so Ruben never saw them. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Blame It on the Rain was my jam. So even Tom was into the Milli Vanilli, man. For sure. In the immortal words of Albert Moy. Next. Like Jason. And then we have Ruben the Godfather. Yeah. All right. As Shaggy says, the next one is indeed coming up. And the two slide thing. It's a double. So let's check that out. This is number 14, everyone. Check it out. And this is the image that I use for the thumbnail for tonight's episode. So Dungeons and Dragons, Evil at Baldur's Gate, #1, cover by Max Dunbar from 6 years ago. Here is the colored version. Let's do the usual strobe effect here, like we're in the club. Ooh, yeah, dance, everybody. Right. So, yeah. Tell us about this, man. John?
So this one is that's a series. It's like a series of miniseries. So I think there's like, there's like 5 of them, 5 miniseries, and they're all 5 issues long. I think this is either series 3 or 4. I'm not sure. So same deal. So I'm pretty much out of the 25. I think I own 24 of them. I'm missing one. He gave one to the writer for his birthday, which I'm still pissed off with him because the writer won't sell it to me. So
wow, I remember you telling me that. But here's the funny thing, John, is I don't remember you saying that you had all of the remaining 24 of 25.
Yeah. Wow. I own all of them except the one that he gave away. Wow. No, Marks, I'm not a gamer, so no, I don't play it.
There you go.
This one here, and this is one of the few splash pages that I post because I suck at combining them. So, this one here, I emailed Max and told him to do it for me so I could post it because James wanted me to. I think I was texting James, and I picked up a cool DC superhero battle page with all these heroes and villains battling.
Yeah.
And then James wanted me to post the big battle page. So then, of course, I posted a different one just cause. Pretty much. So since I couldn't combine it, so I got Max to do it for me.
That's funny. Yeah.
Which is too bad. I got some cool splashes, but I don't know how to really. I'm not really good at putting them up, so I don't really list any of my splashes, like my 2-pagers.
Right. Max Dunbar recreates the cover he gave away to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's funny. Don't ever apologize, as I always say, Cab. No worries. Have a great evening. Thank you for dropping by and hanging out both times. Really appreciate it. And good night to you, my friend.
Yeah, have a good night. I guess I got to stay up late and give him lots of comments now. So
he's got an amazing collection. Believe me, you will not be disappointed if you seek out his gallery. And a whole lot of action going on, indeed. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a pretty cool cover. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, nice. Sorry, just that you have all 24. You know.
Yeah, I don't have them all posted. I only got like I don't know. I'm not sure how many I got. I might have half of them posted, but I'll get around to it sometime.
Yeah. No, whatever. You know, slowly but surely. You don't want to overwhelm people. You don't want to give.
Max is not allowed to sell them to anyone. I got that. I got that market cornered there. He has to sell all of them to me. So
everybody knows you. You're the Max Dunbar guy.
Yeah.
And
you're a Grommet lad.
Well, I've been told Grommet man, and I prefer man than lad, to be honest.
I like Grommet lad. You can't have Dunbar man and Grommet lad. Somebody's got to be the sidekick.
I don't know though, because you already have, you got Ramita man. So I don't know. I figure if we all stick with man, it's a little bit better because there's other people who kind of focus on a particular artist, and even if somebody takes lad, most everybody else is going to go with man anyways. I don't want to be the only lad, I don't want to be. I don't need sidekick. I'll keep Grommet man. Listen, I almost once registered the URL grummetman.com as a joke, so I figure I'll stick with man rather than lad. I think that's more appropriate for me. And look at that, Derek, what is up? Don't call me Grummet boy. He's making a reference to the first appearance. I love it. Oh, look at that. Two guys thinking the same way at the same time. That's awesome. That's awesome. Don't call me Grummet Boy. That is so good, man. Awesome. You guys are crazy. Wow. Casbra Dunbari. I like that. That's a good one. Damn, Derek. Yeah, that was really awesome. Wasn't it, Carl? Holy shit, man. Way to go, Derek. And Carl. Both of you are awesome. Like, ooh, some kind of Twilight Zone, man, waves going on there. Ruben the Grummet Kid. It's not bad, but I don't know. It's a little too long, but it's not bad. I like it because you put the duh. You made the play on words with the last name thing, you know? The Elder. Mike, you're my elder, so I don't know if I want to go with elder, you know? You can take the Grummet Kid. Yeah, but it's very similar. I don't know, Caesar. What is up, Caesar? What's up, man? And Grummet Guardian. I am the guardian of the Grummets. I can't wait for 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks from now, is it? Yeah, about 2 weeks from now. Gonna finally see Tom here in Montreal. First time in 8 years that he's been invited to Montreal. So I'm gonna inundate him. I'm gonna take a seat next to him, and I'm gonna take my final 100 or so pages of his that I haven't gotten autographed yet. And I'm gonna finally have him autographed. So pretty much almost everything will be autographed. It still won't all be autographed because I have several pieces at a friend's house who still hasn't shipped to me, and they won't make it here in time. But oh well, still, at least most of the collection will be autographed, so that's good. So yeah, I'll take a Grummet Man for now. But you can call me the Grummet Kid if you want. That's cool. I don't take offense. All right, let us move on to the next piece, everybody. And for that, we go away from Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't know what's next. Let's find out together. Number 15 in tonight's show and tell out of the standard 20-piece show, everyone. And that is this. Oh, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 586, the Barry Kitson pencils. I don't know if I can't see it there because it's too small. But, yeah, somebody else inked him. But, of course, I didn't put the credit since we're showing the original art. And the original is only in pencils. So Barry Kitson pencils. Really cool, tight pencils, man. Yeah, tell us about this one.
Yeah, I picked this up from, I think this was like my very first calf purchase, like from another calf guy.
Oh, yeah?
I don't quite remember. I think about some guy over in Germany. Yeah, transaction went well. Everything was good, but I think it also come with like 4 or 5 different prelims. I didn't bother to put them up because you know how I feel about that, but so anyway.
Tell everybody else how you feel about the prelims.
They're freebies that should be thrown in, not sold for a lot of money because they're that's all they are. They're freebies. I don't post any of my prelims. They're just something that somebody gave me usually.
Yeah. But are you a Spidey fan per se?
Everything. Well, everybody's a Spidey fan, right? Like,
not everybody, believe it or not.
what? People don't like Spidey?
There are people who don't like Spidey. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see how you like comics and not like Spider-Man, but okay, I guess.
Yeah.
To each their own.
There are always exceptions, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's a splash page. Tom Kadzalowski, what is up? Chicago in the house. Nice Kitson splash, not cover. What's up? What's up, Tom? What's up? Good to see you. And CJ says, nice. Yeah, it's a pretty cool piece.
This was like my, at the time, this is like the most I ever spent on a piece.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So this was like, you know, everyone, like, I think James always says, you break barriers.
Yeah.
Right? Because first, like, oh, yeah, you spend to here. And I was like, oh, then you go to here. So this was my first bigger purchase, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've since beat that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wish they were all this.
Yeah. No, it's
But yeah, at the time, that was like my first big purchase.
Right. But when you say big purchase, that still would have been, I'm going to guess, mid to high 3 figures?
Yeah. It wasn't over 1,000 because it was a while ago, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, well, most of my art I was picking up at shows, so They weren't that expensive because I've only started online lately. I've never been a big online buyer until the last couple of years.
Oh, okay. That's
Right,
interesting. You hear that, everybody? Not too many guys like that, right? Because he's very active socially, right? John's very active socially. You guys know if you're on Cap, you see him commenting, and you know he hangs around on these comic art related shows on YouTube, and yet only in the last 2 years has he started doing that. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I used to purchase everything either from going to shows or contacting from the artist. And that's pretty much how I purchased everything. And once COVID hit and the shows shut down, then you just went online, and then I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I find I spend more time. I used to comment a lot more, but now I spend more time shopping and looking than I do looking at other people's.
Okay,
so I don't know if that's a good thing. I think I used to enjoy looking at other people's and putting up stupid comments, but now you just get hooked and always looking for the next thing.
Interesting.
So I like to go back in time and fix that, but you can't. So
it's so interesting though to me. You know, I got to be honest. Like, yeah, it's like you're an exception in that sense, where a lot of how you collect your behaviors in the hobby are like opposite to what most are. You know, like you've already been around for a dozen years, and yet only now you're getting around to doing that, right? And what you had said earlier, that you've been around a dozen years, and yet it's now, all these years later, you are in that zone where squirrels keep catching your attention, and we're like you want to buy everything you see that attracts you. You kind of want to buy it, and then you're regretting months later, like, hey, what's all this crap I bought here, man? I want to buy this stuff now. Why did I spend my money on that stuff? You know, which is what most of us did early on in our collection.
Yeah,
not later, you know. So
that's me. That'll never change. That's just my personality. Yeah,
that's what makes you unique and special, man. It's interesting. It's interesting because, like I said, it's very different from most collectors, you know. So very cool. All right, everybody. So from there, we are going to go from Marvel to DC, and we are going to go to the second and final non-published piece, commission type piece, which I thought was fabulous, by a Canadian artist. So we're going to have 3 people in the studio, 3 Canadians in the studio right now, and that's really neat. Check it out.
Oh yeah, this was this is a commission from Gerhard. I think I just asked for Batman. I think it's just Batman on a gargoyle. I thought he was gonna go with the more classic Batman stood on a gargoyle.
Yeah.
Instead, he surprised me, with the Thinker, which it blew me away. I thought this is like probably one of my more favorite pieces that I own.
Oh, really? Out of it, from your entire collection?
Yeah, I really like this one. I always want to tempted to get him to finish it.
What do you mean?
Like just do the rest of the background, put in the cityscape.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So
it's
like the amount of cross hatching. Like while it's cool on the computer, it's insane in person. Like the amount of work and detail, the amount of detail in this, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, this is this type of heavy cross hatching type style. Where even the shadows, the shading is all done with different levels of line weights. Cross hatching. It's always going to be supremely impressive in your hands, right? As opposed to on YouTube like this. I mean, absolutely.
This is one of my earlier ones too. But I love this one.
Yeah. So Steve says, I have an idea, but what is a squirrel? Anyone have a formal definition? No, it's just how a squirrel could be popping by and it catches your attention. That's it. It's like it's like that's why they use the word squirrel. It's, you know, you see a piece of art suddenly and come in front of your face and like, ooh, look at that, and you want to buy it. You know, you just, you know, things that just catch your eye, even though you don't normally. It doesn't fall into the purview of what you normally collect, and so that would be a squirrel. You know, something you don't typically collect, but of course it just catches your eye and you feel like buying it either way. There you go. Yeah, Rick says that he's suggesting to you, John, I'd leave it as is. It really pops.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I agree with him, John. Not only is it good as is, but if you like it so much and you want to see a cityscape, I would just say go reach out and get another commission from him, and one that includes a big cityscape.
Yeah, I guess.
You know? Yeah, very cool indeed, Tom. Gerhard rarely disappoints. Yeah. Well, it's not pencil. It's a pen and ink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's unbelievably talented. Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus is asking, did you watch Up?
No.
There's your answer on that.
Once my kids got older, I stopped watching. I didn't. I fell behind on the cartoons.
Yeah. Any piece outside of your pre-established collecting strategies and goals? Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Thank you, Kavi. Squirrel, that is squirrel. We're talking about what's a squirrel. Attention, if you have them, some don't anyways. Doug the dog. I don't know. What does that mean? You're welcome. I thought it meant that and a bit more.
I think Doug the dog is from that movie. He's can't pay attention. So
okay.
He would be an example of a squirrel, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. All right. So from there, everybody, let us move on again to the next piece. The next piece is number 17. And for that, we go to, actually, I was wrong. I believe it's 3 unpublished pieces, 3 commission type pieces tonight. And even though it looks like it's published, let's check this one out. Yeah, it's one of those faux covers. Yeah. Did you get this one done yourself, John? Though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never ever bought a commission or. Off the market.
Oh, okay.
No, I have. Yeah, doesn't catch my eye to buy somebody else's commission.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this piece here. This is the year I did all the commissions. So this one, I remember me and Bob was going back and forth. I had some ideas. And then I guess this was when it was earlier, right? So I had some pretty big, wild ideas. And then we couldn't figure on something that would work because everything that I was given, and he's like, well, no, I'll have to do like multiple pages. Right? This is too much of a story to what I was looking for. Yeah. So then I spun it and I said, okay, well, let's do this cover. And I think this cover is way better than the original, but
it's fantastic. Yeah. I mean,
it's got mandroids.
Yeah.
that's all you need right there. It's got mandroids.
It's got everything, man.
Like, yeah. Really. Yeah. This was.
So when you you don't have to, obviously you don't have to mention it, but if you don't mind, can you reveal like how much more would this have cost, given all the different characters, as opposed to, let's say, a standard, whatever he charges for whatever he charged at the time for a standard sort of cover recreation?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, but do you remember like he had to charge you extra?
I don't think so. I think he charged whatever his top level commission was.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Whatever his top level was, this is what he charged. Well, no, he has one more. He has like the big, the montage one that he does.
Oh, okay.
which is more expensive because I think that's a double cover or something he does like a.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
yeah, double wide kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's really cool. And so you're the one who commissioned it. So I got the year right, 2015.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the year I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a nice one for sure. You put a lot into it. I'll tell you that. That's
yeah, he was a great guy. Picked it up at the show. He's funny dude.
Yeah, straight out of South Korea. Bob Layton is. Still there? Wow.
He's been there a while.
Is he going to live there or what? Like, what's happening? Is he looking for a bride there or something? I don't know. But all right. No, that's a great commission piece for sure. Which, I see a piece like that and it makes me wonder and ask you, what is it about them that, when you have a piece like that, how could you no longer be interested in trying to get commissions? If not at least from, guys like Bob, right? Where maybe go back to Bob again because he did so well for you the first time, but you don't even do that. So that's kind of interesting to me.
I have a few from him. So
you do have a few? Oh, okay.
So
okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just that
published is where it's at. Is basically your bottom.
That's just that ship sailed. I don't really. It doesn't really appeal to me no more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is what it is, man. Different strokes for different folks, right? Like that's you're into the published stuff. That's all. You don't have to have a reason. That's what appeals to you. So.
Well, now I enjoy the hunt.
It's all good, and you enjoy the hunt. Yeah.
I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy finding a page that I want.
Yeah.
And then, or finding an image that I like. And then the hardest thing, first you got to track it down where the hell the image came from, which is a chore. And then after that, then you got to actually hunt it down. So that is what I enjoy now. I enjoy that more than collecting, I think is. I enjoy the hunt more than actually hunting it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because even I didn't know until I want to say about 6 years into my collecting, just how much the thrill of the hunt played a part in my collecting. I didn't think it did. I just for 6 years spent all that time thinking that the hunt is just something I have to do. I got to do the hunt so that I can find the shit that I want. But I ultimately realized no, the hunt is a huge part of it for me. And that's how I sort of learned I don't need to keep stuff. Like I don't need to keep it forever till the day I die or whatever. That's when I kind of learned I'm happy if I can keep it for as long as I want to and then eventually pass it on to somebody else to enjoy. I like so much stuff. Like I just the idea of owning a lot more art throughout the course of my life appeals to me a lot more than just having a finite amount of art that I'm going to keep until I die. You know what I mean?
I don't. I've never sold a piece.
Not yet. Yeah, that's amazing.
Never. I don't think I ever will. It just doesn't really. Yeah, I just can't see it. I've been approached a few times, but I'll just politely say no. It's just not.
Yeah.
So.
James is saying, did you know John owns a tank? What the hell is he talking about?
It's
Do you have an old World War II tank in your backyard, John?
Sorta. It was. I think I was. I sent in a photo while I was at work, and like I said, I work remote. So the photo that I sent in was an Argo, but it was a covered in Argo. So I don't know if you know what an Argo is.
No.
You would have to Google it. Sort of got tank qualities.
Oh.
It's for taking and going really, really off road. It's a tracked amphibious vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, when I sent the picture, first thing James says, like, you own a tank. I was like, yeah, sure.
That's so funny. Satisfaction is the death of desire, so they say. So I like that. So they say, but I like that, Cobby. Step Dick or Bradley? A think tank, says Cobby. That's what he's got in his house. That's it. He's got a think tank. I'm gonna go with that one. Is it named Thomas?
I would, yeah.
That's just the engine, though. That's the engine of the train, not the tank we're talking about. GI Canuck. That's funny. So funny. All right. So from
it breaks down a lot. So.
It breaks down a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it breaks down a lot. It's a very temperamental machine. So the words that I call it, I probably shouldn't say here. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, don't worry about it then. Play with it once in a while. That's it. Get your jollies, and that's it. And you probably don't use it much because it keeps breaking down, and you get frustrated because you got to fix it.
No, it's just It's just a chore. It's just part of it.
You heard it here first, everybody. Don't buy those amphibious vehicles named what again, John?
They're Argos.
Okay.
Argo.
Don't buy those. There you go.
Well, you need them sometimes.
Take care of John. Low mileage you get. He says he gets low mileage. Does it work on regular gas?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it drives for a week without braking, you're doing good.
Wow. I'm definitely not buying one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. From Layton Iron Man, we stick with Marvel to a pencil piece. A really cool one, especially if you like zombies. I don't know if he's a zombie here, but it's kind of cool. Let's check it out. Daredevil number 112, and again by a gentleman we saw earlier, also in pencil, like the Loki cover, Travel Foreman, this time from way further back, 2008. So already, holy crap, 16, whatever years ago, yeah.
Yeah, this was a variant cover for this issue. And I just thought this was really damn cool. I just bought this just because it looks so cool.
Yeah.
I picked this up from Travel as well. And I don't know. This is just an awesome piece.
And you got it from him on Cap again?
Yeah, I think so. That same time. I think we started emailing, so I picked it up then.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that bugs me is that, and I don't know if maybe it's just hard to see, or it's not there. It looks like it's not there. The DD on his chest in the colored version looks like they didn't bother to put it.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, looks like they got rid of it.
Yeah, you should have put that. I mean, it's not like you can't tell it's Daredevil, obviously, but still, it would look that completes. It's a very simple costume, so the 2Ds, I find are integral to it, right?
I like this one too because this one got a lot of funny comments, so I got a kick out of this one. Everybody seemed to have a blast on this one, so
this is hard for him.
This is one of my funnier pieces for when I go and look it up just to reread it. It's got a lot of funny comments that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's good. Great DD cover, dude. He says, double D's, baby. Yeah. Bad to the bone, says Mark. Definitely not a DD. At least it's on the art. Yeah, exactly. At least the original is what matters. So for sure, his regular costume was in the cleaners. Yeah, I don't know, but really, really cool. I love the disgusting creepiness of how the arm with the billy club is just like severed with the bone sticking out and just
yeah, he's just swinging it. He's swinging the club around with the hand attached.
Swinging it like the billy club hand became the club itself. Like, yeah, that's pretty wild. I want my baby back ribs. Yeah, makes you hungry, doesn't it, Rick? Oh man, excellent. All right, let us get to the next piece, second and last piece, everybody. For that, we go to
George.
George Evans, everybody. A war piece that John posted not very long ago, and got some good comments from a lot of us here tonight, and we all love it for obvious reasons. But yeah, go ahead and talk to us a little bit about it, John.
Yeah, this was I think I won this on Heritage. This was it's a hard topic, but I thought it's a great storytelling page.
Yeah,
and it's deep. Like you can't read that and not think about just think about the atrocities that happen. So
yeah,
and I've always been a bit of a history guy, so it's
that's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I just love this page when I seen it. So this is why I picked it up.
I just bid on it. Yeah, and George Evans, guys, he was known for drawing beautiful aerial scenes, airplane battles, World War I, airplane battles, World War II. But yeah, really, really terrific artist from back in the day. Dreidel. Are they playing Dreidel? There they are. Yeah, they're playing the Dreidel in the second panel. There you go. That's funny. Mark says he's a fellow George Evans fan. That's cool. That's cool, Mark. Thanks for letting us know. That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's great. Touchy subject matter. It's always very difficult subject matter, but that's why it's great. And that's you know, it's how you interpret it on the page in comics. And yeah, and did a good job doing it here, relaying the story, right? And if you read the page, everybody, you can see it's, you know, it's tough, right? It's just
it's the story on the page is actually better than the art. Like it's just it's screwed a boat, and Namor got the boat, so
James, it's coming in late to it. He's going back and forth, in and out, and so I listen. I love stuff like this.
I got a little bit of flack on this one.
Let me get to that in a second.
I got a little bit of flack because it is a touchy subject matter. So
okay, so let me preface that, John. Everybody, I want you to know. I was hoping he would bring it up. Otherwise, I was going to ask him if he wants to bring it up. But you know, it's making reference to the Holocaust. As you guys all know, plenty of war comics have been in existence covering the Holocaust. Plenty of 1940s, 50s, and 60s magazines did stories on the Holocaust where they had illustrators paintings, you know, to accompany the stories in those magazines. Thousands of paperback novel book covers for the war genre were done. You guys all know this exists, right? Okay, so no worries. It's just another one of thousands upon thousands, right? Go ahead, John, and let everybody know what happened, because I think everybody's going to agree that it was out of the norm for this to happen.
Well, it's a tough subject matter, but I thought it was a nice page. I thought it was respectfully done. Like I didn't see an issue with it, but obviously the Holocaust hits different people like hard, right? So I tried to cut that person some slack because I don't know.
Well, let the viewers know what happened, because they don't know, right? Only I know.
Yeah, I had a guy contact me. Well, he didn't leave a good comment. I deleted it. So, but then I contacted him. I emailed him, and I was like, well, just let him know. You know, there was no maliciousness. There was no. It didn't mean anything from it on my end. But I was just wondering. You know what exactly he meant, sort of deal, right? So I contacted him. He was polite, but it obviously bothered him. So then I was on two minds, you know, just taking the piece down, because I mean, art is there to enjoy, and it sort of bothered me that it was like, it bothered that guy. So so I sort of got mixed feelings on this piece now because of it. Right. So like while I enjoy it, I remember that. I just remember that interaction. So
that's a shame. Is it still down? You took it down and kept it down?
No, it's still up. I just thought about it. I got rid of the
comment.
Yeah, the comment, basically.
Right.
And yeah, we emailed back and forth and we discussed it, and it is what it is, right? But
Marcus says he'll buy it on.
I don't sell it. Thanks. Do you have any spare Argo parts?
Spare Argo parts you can use for sure.
Yeah, we can work out a trade for that. Yeah, get some extra chains kicking around.
Yeah, but no, I thought that was when John told me this privately. I thought that was ridiculous. Of course, I understand that there are people alive today who still have family members who died in the Holocaust. You know, I get that. But these comic books and magazine stories and paperbacks, it's educational. It's not sensationalistic, you know.
Especially this page. If you read the story, like this page is very well written, but it's
exactly.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Mark is asking, may we understand why you bought this piece, John?
You've pretty much got it. If you, I don't know, zoom in, read the page. It's a very moving page about a tough subject matter. And I've always enjoyed war and history. So if you read it, like you'll understand. It's a very moving, strong piece.
As we were mentioning earlier, with the Spider-Woman, was it Spider-Woman or Miss Marvel? Spider-Woman. Splash page with the daughter, Mark, poignant, it's just another poignant piece, about a very tough part in world history. And interesting, but yeah, it's like complaining to somebody about it. It's just, to me, that's insanity, because how do you change history unless you learn about it? If you don't know your history, how are people going to learn from it and learn to not repeat those mistakes again? You know what I mean? So the comics help. That's all they're doing. It wasn't sensationalizing it in any way. So to me, that's insane that somebody would go out of their way to leave a comment saying that, I don't like this or whatever, and look, there's a lot of Jewish people in our hobby as well, and a lot of them own war art, and they're not bothered by it. They don't take some kind of an offense or whatever. So it's, to me, I thought it was sad that he did that. Whatever. I don't, we don't know. Who knows what his background, right? We don't know.
Obviously. I'm not judging. Like, it's just.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you made it out. It's not like you made out as Schindler's List, which you accused me of doing once.
It was a pretty long movie, so.
He said he once accused me on one of my episodes. I was making out during Schindler's List. John says, for us Jews, seeing the swastika conjures bad memories. Well, no, listen, John, I'm not a Jew, and I get uncomfortable looking at a swastika. So believe me, it's not even just something that happens to Jewish people, In fact, those of you who know, I have collected non-comic book illustration, vintage illustration, from the 50s and 60s. And there's a particular artist by the name of Tom Lovell, who I adore. And I was tempted. I wanted a piece by him, and they're very expensive. So I had kind of a budget I didn't want to go above. I finally found one. Mitch Itkowitz had one, but it was a World War II story, which I had no problem with. Beautiful woman standing with the man right in the foreground. But they seemed to be in some German palace of some sort, because in the background, the curtain had a swastika. I was like, oh, this is right at the upper limit of my limit of what I want to spend on something like this. And I'm like, it's perfect for me. It's beautiful. Except I don't want that swastika in the back. It was very prominent, Because for that piece, I wouldn't just put it in a portfolio. That was going to go on the wall. I was going to frame it and put it on the wall, So I was like, I don't want to put swastikas on the wall. Like, even though I know that there's context and it's about a story in World War II, I get that, right? But it's a vile symbol, and because of that, even in illustration, I don't want to be displaying it. So that's what I'm saying. So I hope you understand what I mean, John. John Cogan, of course, I'm talking to. That's how I feel about that. But it wouldn't stop me from owning Sergeant Rock art, and keeping it in a portfolio, even though there's swastikas on some of the pages or whatever. It's history, not glorification. Well said, CJ. Thank you. I get it. Lots of George Evans war stories have an emotional side to the art. Yeah, for sure. A solid Seinfeld reference from Marcus. Is that? Right. Well, he did it twice now. So I sold my Epting Cat page, says John, because there was he was fighting Captain Nazi. Really? Yeah, listen, if it bugs you, everybody's got their own sort of limit of what, they can tolerate when it comes to symbols like that, right? So nothing wrong with that for sure. This page disguises it. We got X-Men art showing the full symbol.
When something similar, when first when I was buying Max's art, he did a vertical run on Slash and Burn.
Okay.
So anyway, it's just a vertical 6-issue miniseries. So it was the same deal. So he didn't do the covers on that. He was just getting started. So same deal on scene. I just bought issue 1. So I bought all the interiors, and then I was buying the book to read it as well, right? So then when I got to issue 2, it got very dark. Like it turned dark, and then finally I was like, even though I was buying all these stuff, I had the email and it's like, the subject matter is not something that I want to own.
Oh.
So and he agreed, because he said the writer turned the book not in the direction that they thought, so it went really dark.
Right.
So he was fine with it. I was like, I know I buy all your stuff, but I don't want this stuff in my collection, right? It's not.
Oh, cool.
So if you ever read that series, you'll see it's a pretty hard subject matter.
Yeah, listen, I've watched plenty of documentaries, on the Holocaust, specifically, not even just World War II, but specifically, right, what happened during the Holocaust. And I love it. I don't love what happened, but I love it because it's still, even after all these years, it's very difficult for me to watch, especially when it's documentaries that show actual footage, actual camera, black and white footage of some of the camps and the people. It's really difficult. But again, I'm about history too, right? I've always been about knowing your history, understanding the history, so that kind of shit doesn't ever happen again, hopefully, And if you ignore it, ignoring it is not going to help things, Confronting and dealing with it and understanding it, I think that's the way to approach it, as long as you do it with respect. So that's all I have to kind of say about that, But yeah, Kavi, I appreciate you mentioning that. I'm aware that in Sanskrit, that the symbol existed and originated there. The thing is that in Sanskrit, it's not called swastika, right? So when we refer to swastika, we know it's just, the Nazi symbol of hate, right? From that era. So, yeah, it's tough, but again, it's not something I would ever tell anybody to not do. And speaking of, World War II, swastikas, and then, Schindler's List, that's next on the docket. That's what I want to watch with my daughter. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time, but I just felt it's going to be too heavy for her. But it's turning 15 now next month, so I think it's time. I think it's good. Now's a good time, and it's a phenomenal movie. So yeah, I want to watch it, and I want her to, because it's funny. It's funny. The kids these days, they don't learn much in school. She asked me about, what's the Holocaust exactly? I know it's kind of like whatever, they hated the Jews, but what exactly happened? It's like, what? Like, they haven't taught you any of that at school? Like, yeah. So the schools aren't teaching. So if you can use a movie to teach somebody something that is important, I think that's great. I wouldn't hide a movie like that from people and try to ban it or whatever, That's my opinion anyways. That's just how I feel. Okay, everybody. Thank you for letting me on the soapbox about that. And John, thank you for letting me show that piece. You guys should all know, I have to tell you guys, John initially told me or asked me to not show this piece, to not use this as part of the show and tell. And because of his experience with that guy who commented. And I would have, I told him, I said, I respect his wishes, but I really made it clear that I need him to understand that he did nothing wrong and that hiding it would not be the right thing to do. Showing it would be a better thing to do. And so he said, okay, that's cool. I guess if you want to show, that's fine, whatever. So there you go. So thank you, John. I appreciate it. Mark says that speaking of World War II, it seems like the role sacrifice sacrifices and role of the Canadians have been underappreciated in the media. The role that Canadians played, it's always been, sure, underappreciated, underreported, or whatever. But again, it's because in the great context of things, Canada didn't send that many soldiers compared to the United States and all the other countries. That's why, I mean, we are a country of roughly 1/10 the population of our American friends right below us. So it's kind of like, and we typically are kind of like Switzerland light, we're Switzerland-ish. We try to keep to ourselves, and yeah. So that's the thing. Kids don't not only know history, but know concept of dates. And you're putting a link, I guess. I don't know if the link works though, but yeah, but you're right. Yeah.
He's just giving examples.
Right, yeah, 17. Right. The formation of a country, right? The Revolutionary War, the Civil War, all the world wars, right? Korea, up to Vietnam. Shit, some people don't even know about the first Gulf War, right? The teenagers today, they most of them don't know anything about the first Gulf War, and that was only 30, a bit over 30 years ago. So yeah, so there you go. All right. Let's check out the next piece. And I'm glad you're still here, Kavi, because I was hoping you'd be here for this. Decided to keep this one for me because I felt it was a cool piece to show last. And I don't know if Jeff, if you're still here, but I figured you'd appreciate it too. It's a pencil piece, but it's a character that I've always loved, even though I'm not huge on the IP, like all of you guys are. But yeah, has a special place in my heart anyways, and it's just a nice page, so figured I'd show it as the last piece. So check it out.
Oh, this was
Dark Times. Yeah, Mark Wheatley.
This was another pickup from my friend on a show that I wasn't there because he's like a huge Star Wars fan. So he spent a lot of time at his table, so he was constantly. I got a lot of picks to choose from here, and this was actually Mark felt bad at this page. He felt bad because he said it was incomplete.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I wasn't there.
Oh, you mean the second tier of 3 panels there, the background?
Yeah. He felt really bad for selling it. So then, like, he told my buddy Adam to if I come to a show and see him, bring this, and he'll finish it for me.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I think is amazing as is, but yeah, he said he thinks it's.
Did he tell you that he just did those backgrounds on the computer? Is that why?
I'm not sure. I wasn't at the show. So
right.
This is just what my friend told me. He was like, he just felt bad, and he's like, the next time if I'm meeting at a show, bring this page, and he'll fix it for me. Which I think it's already fixed, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's just Mark's feeling about this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's already been published this way. I mean, like, I don't know. How does everybody else feel? How do you guys in the chat feel? If the artists were to offer you, hey, next time I see you, give it to me, and I'll add in the backgrounds from panel 2, 3, and 4. Would you, even though it's already been published, would you do that? Would you let him do that? Because I have the fear that, like, to me, it would have to be Lightbox from the comic book. I want it to be exactly as the comic book.
Yeah, because like say he missed a couple of panels on the wall or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All
right, Jeff is here. There you go. I did it for you as well. You and Kavi and Marcus, all you Star Wars fans. Yeah. Oh, you own the #1 cover. All pencils, colors, and inks were digital, I believe. Okay. So CJ is saying, CJ and Sonny are both saying, I'd keep it like this. Leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Oh, even Marcus says, if he wants to do it, let him do it. But just ask him if he's willing to do it like on some kind of an overlay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And even Dan says, doesn't need those backgrounds. And Rick says, overlay if you want it, if he's willing to do that. you know. So not a single person willing to have him added in after the fact. And that's where a lot of us were purists, right? That's what we are. One, it's all about, is it published or it's not published? Well, it's already been published. It was published like this. So yeah, I too, even though, yeah, it'd be nice to have them in there, but I don't know. After the fact, I don't know that I'd want it to be touched after the fact, you know?
It'll never happen because I don't do a lot of cons anymore. So the chances that I'm going to bump into on it. So
well, that's true too. Although I suppose, given what he said, I suppose he'd be okay if you would just send it to him if you were willing to do that.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But Marcus is right too, though. The little hologram guy is gone as well. I forgot. I didn't notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he hit the button and he disappeared. He ended the call. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mark is Canadian too, isn't he?
Who, Marcus?
No, Mark Wheatley. Isn't he Canadian?
Mark Wheatley. Yeah, I think Mark Wheatley is Canadian. I think so.
Manitoba?
Well, you know what?
I thought it was Manitoba. I'm not sure.
He used to work throughout the 80s. He worked with Mark Hempel. Remember, it was always Hempel and Wheatley. I don't know if you remember that, but there used to be tons of stuff being done by Hempel and Wheatley. And I thought they were a Canadian duo, but I'm not sure. But maybe somebody else knows and can tell us. Cobby also says that he preferred the art as is, but he would do a blue line for alterations. Sorry. And Steve says, right, the trick is to make it exactly, and as long as it is the actual original artist of the whole piece. Wheatley is so precise, I wouldn't object, probably. Yeah. And the ceiling over the bottom panel has also had slight alteration. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, so... Yeah, so I don't know.
Mark seems to be a perfectionist. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty complete looking page either way, you know. Even though, yeah, those three panels are very blank looking. I don't know. I think the bottom panel is so full and is nicely balanced with blacks that I don't think I'd bother. I don't think I'd bother with it, you know.
No, I don't think I'm going to take it up on it, but it was nice of an offer. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, before we get out of here and close out the show, John, I was wondering, and I've never done this before. We never sort of talked, or maybe we have talked more after we finished the show and tell, but it's very rare. Sounds like a healthy breakfast cereal. Yeah, nice. The image of Vader is killer. Absolutely. You'd be open to doing a copy, but is it necessary? No, exactly. There we go. I think we're all in agreement there. No need to do anything. But John, yeah, I just wanted to know it's our one chance. If you could get serious for a moment and just maybe let everybody know, just so they get to kind of know you a bit, and it's recorded for posterity. You know, people will be able to watch this on rewind, and maybe let us know a little bit again if you're willing to talk about this, because I know it's a bit of a tough subject. We spoke about it privately a while back. But your penchant for leaving comments, the fact that they are always on the humorous side, you know, you're constantly joking, no matter whether it's like, you know, a super serious looking page or a comedic type page, you know, you really stick to sort of always infusing humor with your comments. I'm just wondering if, you know, would you be willing to talk a little bit about why that is?
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I just throw the generic beauty out there. Depends on what the mood is. If like sometimes you might just get beauty. That's all I get. But other than that, it's usually the first when I look at a piece. It's always the first thing pops in my head, and usually it's a dumb comment. So it's just the way it works. And I only comment on something I like. Like if I didn't like a piece, I'm not going to comment on it. So it's like. That's why it'll never be an insult. If I put a comment on it, obviously I liked it because I went through the trouble of doing it. You mightn't understand it, but that's still what it's about.
Yoshi, what's up? What's up, man? First time popping in. What's up? Yeah, we hooked up on don't make a joke now. We hooked up on Instagram recently. He reached out, watched one of the videos, had a question for me. So
is he on your pull list as well, or no?
Why you? So funny. The world needs a little more JohnC humor, says Jeff. So there you go.
Everybody likes their art, right? That's the whole thing you post on CAF because everybody loves it and they wants to share it. So great one. So everybody enjoys a comment, right? Everybody enjoys I don't know, just someone to let you know that other people enjoy it as well, as much as you. And I don't know, if I can get a laugh, somebody will have a laugh. Well, over something dumb, I say, well, then great, right? Because exactly, it's all about fun. And to me, I always rather a dumb comment. I like a dumb comment, something to make me laugh on it, because I know it's pretty. It's like, I bought it, right? So you don't need to tell me it's pretty. He's like, yeah, thanks. I know it's pretty. But if you can leave a stupid comment and make me laugh, well, then I enjoy that.
Yeah.
So.
CJ, what does that mean? No, his OF? Why do you always have to make me work hard? I just want to come here for a couple of hours and just relax. I don't want to have to think so hard. You know? You guys always making me...
You might be referring to something else, like somebody's comment before. I'm not sure.
Oh, Mark is saying OnlyFans. Why do you always have to... But why would you always everybody have to abbreviate everything?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, no his OnlyFans. Not his OnlyFans? I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say. And we circle back to that joke that opened the show, right? Which I've already forgotten. Something about, what was it?
Haktua.
Haktua. Nobody has put in a link to let me see what the hell this thing is supposed to be about. I don't know what's going on. Am I supposed to like Google Haktua or what? How do I find that thing? How do I find that?
Probably shouldn't. I wouldn't throw that in Google.
No, they got me curious. They seem to be loving it so much. I figured, okay, it must be good. It must be funny or something. I don't know. Not on poll list. OnlyFans. Oh boy. Canada has snowy fans. Yes, they don't allow those kind of links here. Oh, it's true. If you guys put them in, then they're not clickable, right? Yeah, but whatever. But then I could have copied and pasted and then put it back in myself. Then it'd be clickable. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. First of all, John, again, many thanks, my friend. It's been a long time in coming. I appreciate it greatly that you took the time to do this, especially given how difficult your work situation is and how hard it is. You guys should all know that I don't know if he's here anymore, but James, if you're still here, I know John had mentioned that you had asked him a few times to try to go on your show, and then he couldn't do it, and so I was shocked that he said yes. However, you must know, I had to accept John accepting my invitation on the condition that I basically was shitting my pants for the last 3-4 weeks since he accepted, because he told me right off the bat there was a very possible chance that he may not ultimately show up when the time came to it because of how his work is. So I had to be willing to do that, and I normally am not. I'd be like, you know what, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I don't want to take a chance of expecting you and then at the last second being told that, I'm not going to show up. I don't want to have to stress it out or whatever. This has to be fun for me. I don't want to deal with the stress. But for you, John, I was like, yeah, no, I got to do it. I'm willing to take the chance. And I figured worst case scenario, if you didn't show up, whatever, man, I'll go live and we'll just do a regular chit chat show, whatever. And, we'll deal with it. So, but I'm glad you were able to make it. So it worked out, thankfully. And
it was pretty close.
It was coming close, right? So that's what I'm saying. Thankfully it worked in my favor. It worked in all of our favors. I'm very happy all of us were here, and a very steady crowd tonight, everybody. So I'm really happy about that. And we stayed near the peak, right within 1 or 2 people from the peak, right from the get-go. So that was really cool. And you're welcome, Mark. Carl says, fun stuff tonight. Missed a bit here and there, but as always, we'll check out what I missed. Thank you. We appreciate that, Carl. And yes, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Kavi. Appreciate you, of course. CJ, great show. Thanks, John and Ruben in the chat. Yes, especially the rest of you. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You chat guys are awesome. The live chat crew always coming in and like making it fun. Basically, you know, without you, it's not as fun. So you guys know that. You guys know how I feel about you all. So thank you as always for that. And oh, you meant something else earlier about that. Okay, you jokester, of course. Yeah, so I appreciate all of you. It means a lot that you come here, especially you regulars and semi-regulars. Yeah, it's awesome. So thank you, John, of course. Cheers, chatters. See you next week. Ruben, thank you, Jeff. Oh, and by the way, everybody, I don't know what's happening next week. I'm back to being behind. I'm falling behind. Yeah, so I got nothing for next week right now. It may end up turning out to be a review / let's look at some of the cool art that I liked from this weekend's Heritage Auction. I may do that. I don't know, because right now it's 1 week away and I've got zero plans for that week or any week after that. So and if any of you know any collector friends who you think they might like to come on and do what John did tonight and just hang out and talk and look at artwork from their collection, yeah, ask them if they think they would like it, and if so, reach out to me and let me know. And yeah, I'd be happy to reach out to them. It's just it would help me a little bit, save a lot of time, because I spent like 2 hours yesterday going through CAF, and so many of the people that I look at, I'm like, can't do him, because they're like in parts of the world that won't work with my schedule, you know. So I spent 2 hours and only sent out like 2 invites, and one guy already said no. So yeah, it takes a lot of time just to try to invite people, let alone then hope that somebody says yes. So like I said, if anybody knows, anybody, yeah, let me know. I'd appreciate it, and I'll reach out to them. Caesar says, oh boy, hawk toi. It's the noise you make when you hawk back, gather saliva, bring it to the front of your mouth, and then spit it out with a toi sound. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Ace Ventura gives a proper demonstration in When Nature Calls. Where's Karen's Pages? Karen's Pages is at home. That's where Karen's Pages is. Reach out and leave her a message, man. I don't know. My leg needs to be ready to sit in a chair for 3 hours, but I'll be on soon. Yeah, I'm going to have Kavi. Kavi's going to come back soon. That'll be fun. Hopefully by no later than August. We'll see how you feel. But yeah, let's go and go by that. I would suggest you invite. Oh boy. Yeah, not interested. Thank you, John Ruben. Thank you, Shaggy. Appreciate you. And Stanley, thank you for coming back. I hope you keep coming back. Thank you for always throwing out some good questions. That helps make it great too. So yeah, we have no, because I don't know what's happening next week, we have no thumbnail that we could leave you with. So we're just going to sign off from here. I would get you a Felix interview the week after. Oh, it would get you a Felix interview the week after. How so?
You can have them all on one time, like round table.
But I don't get that. How would those two guys on 1 week get Felix? What the one have to do with the other? I don't get it. I don't get that. I know it's a joke you're doing, but I don't know what the joke is or the connection there.
There was a big argument online.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean between them?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Between those guys? Oh, but separate.
Like it was on the, I think it was on the CGC boards.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I didn't know what it was either. James mentioned it to me. I looked it up. Yeah.
Probably regarding investing, speculating versus collecting, that kind of stuff.
Some of it, yeah.
Okay. Royal Rumble.
It got a little heated. It got a little heated.
Got heated. Wow. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a good heated. What do they used to call? We used to call them back in the day, guys, Fire.
Jeff said it looks SmackDown.
It's CGC SmackDown. Or John will let me know. Yeah. Let Kami tell you about that and Hakwa. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again. Thanks for everything. And don't forget to tune in to Nick's show this coming Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. And then I guess later this week at some point, I will schedule my whatever show I'm going to do. And you'll find out later this week, I guess, if you're subscribed and got the notifications on to find out what I will be doing next Sunday. So later, Kavi, appreciate you, dude. Sounds like that chat needed some John's comments. Exactly. Appreciate you, Rickster. Thank you. It did. Thanks for showing up again and hanging out all night there, Jeff. Appreciate you as well. Take care yourself as well, Carl. Appreciate you. That's it, everybody. We will see you next week. Peace.
Have a great night, guys.